Hello and welcome to day 2 of session 1 of the Sankei Shimbun Cup Women's Mahjong League 2026-2027 season. We have gotten this party started. I'm Jen. That's Harrison. We will be commentating
right.
on the first game. The first game of it's session 1B is what I'm calling it.
Session 1B, that's where we're at.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's a fair name for it. It's the first session. It's the B side, the second one.
B side. Yeah, they do a morning session and an evening session for every single session. So we watched the morning one yesterday. Today we're watching the evening one. And yesterday, or today, I guess, on Friday, in Japan time, they did session 2. So we'll be watching that next week. But today we have group 11. First of all, this stream has a bunch of sponsors and supporters. WRPM in New York, based in New York City. It's not just a New York City thing, but has Sparrow's Nest, where we will also be streaming from tomorrow. So much mahjong going on.
There's a lot of mahjong these days. This is a busy mahjong weekend, for sure.
Sparrow's Nest has, I think it's like 16, something like 16, maybe more now, auto tables. Amazing streaming booth that we got to test out last week, not last week, but last month, with some awesome headphones that I'm really sad I didn't take home with me from Red Dragon. You can also support the stream by going to Red Dragon.
Kinda wish we were commentating live.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Just to use those. It was a good time.
Really good headphones, and we also gave away some keyboards and mice, and Red Dragon was so happy with how you described the headphones. They said specifically to thank Harrison.
No, well, it's easy when it's a good product. You don't gotta dress it up at all. It's just nice. It works. They're good.
Absolutely. reddragon.com, I believe, is the website. If you use the affiliate code REACH, you can... Oh, it's reddragonshop.com, sorry. Use the code REACH to support the stream and also get your own 10% discount. I think they have a bigger discount going on right now even than that. So you can buy it without the affiliate code. But if you use it, you'll also support our stream. Also, of course, this is the World Reach channel, and the stream is presented by World Reach. World Reach Professional Mahjong, a new... I don't know how many years we'll say new. It's gonna be new for a while.
I mean, we're getting pretty established, so I feel like it's it's a ticking. We're kind of on borrowed time for the new. Like, especially I think in a year or two, now that our pros are starting to go to some pretty big name events. I think the time's almost up.
Absolutely.
Maybe after 2028, that'll be the time.
And you could be part of World Reach Professional Mahjong as well. Testing is going to be happening, I think, in September.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on the World Reach website for that. Also, of course, Sankei Shimbun is the newspaper that sponsors the entire league, which is 68 teams this year. Last year it's 60. It grows and grows. 68, 17 groups. Each group has 4 teams, and World Reach Championship has its own team as well. We just announced our new member. Mio and I are based in Japan, and we've been members of the WRC team. I think this is our 4th time, maybe. And also .com, I think, team before that. We changed the name to the World Reach Championship team. And this year, we have a World Reach Pro as well. Amy Zhao will be the first ever World Reach Professional, the first ever pro living outside Japan to play in the Sankei Shimbun Cup. She will fly in to play her games. And also some streamed games as well. So that will be super duper exciting. We're gonna build up the suspense though, because I think the stream games she's gonna play on are gonna be next March, but it's a long season, so drop in.
I'm so excited. I'm hoping fingers crossed that that's going to be a table game and we'll get to commentate it, you know, way off in the future, whenever it happens. That would be super duper cool.
A table game? What do you mean by a table game?
Or a streamed table game, I should say.
Oh, it will be. Yeah,
Like
she will
that'll.
definitely be on the streamed table.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, our
That'll be
sessions are,
super
I think,
cool.
November and March
Okay.
for streamed. So, yeah, the plan is to be on some stream games, so we will definitely get to see Amy live in action. We did get to see her in the exhibition matches
Yeah. Those are super
against
cool.
M League. Yeah, during the M League World Reach US tour. I'm so sad that's over still. I don't know when I'm gonna come down. Like, coming down from that high is a big crash. Coming back to Japan. Oh yeah, normal
Hey,
life again.
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it'll happen again. It's not a one-time thing. It's just, you know, that was this year's. It may not be every year, but you know, hopefully again in the future. It sounded like it was a big success. I know everyone I talked to who went to it said they had a blast. I had a blast, and I was working for most of at least in New York. So, you know,
I was
hopefully
working,
the
yeah.
cards are right. It'll happen again.
I was working full time and not sleeping, but it was so worth it. We do have the World Reach Championship happening in 2028, though, and that will also be in New York City. So lots of exciting stuff coming up for World Reach and the world. All right, now we can get into our teams for session 1B. So this is group 11. So usually we have like a kind of front and back thing going on. So the front team is always the name, the number of the session. So session 1, group 1 is always streamed in the morning. Session 2, group 2 will be streamed in the morning, like that. So in the afternoon, evening session, group 11 was streamed. So as first dealer, we have Hatsune Osaki representing Hokkaido Fan Meeting. In the South Sea, Ayana Tsubaki representing Red Bear. The West Sea is Mitsuki Fujinami. I think she also goes by Miki in English. Representing Information Technology Center. Jouhou Gijutsu Center. They use the English acronym for that name. In the North Sea is Mika Mizuguchi representing MiPro. And I think only Red Bear is the new team this season.
I'm so bad with remembering like what team was in what, especially now that it's been like 2 years. I'm like, wait, was this team last year? Was it before? Am I thinking of a different one?
Well,
I trust you though. You've.
Speaking of the M League Tour, MiPro also has Aki Nikaido, M Leaguer, who will be playing later today.
Ooh.
Exciting stuff. I'll get right into game number 1. First dealer will be Osaki.
And just to clarify for the afternoon session, these are Group 11's first games, right? Yeah, we can see it by the zeros. So yeah, nothing, you know, fresh start, completely new, nothing crazy. Although this opening high pie, and we even see a tank here because it's kind of a weird situation. Chitoi Ishanten, and we even have some Honitsu Toy Toy nonsense. And we are going to see the 3N cut to play the more aggressive value routes at the slight efficiency loss for Chitoi, but we're calling it. We're going for Toy Toy Jenn, so we don't even care. Oh, Dora 2 as well. What an interesting hand. Wow. Osaki looking to make a very confident first win for this first hand of the session. Although now that Mizuguchi has picked up 2-1 pins, that maybe get it a bit harder.
It's going to be sort of a minimum condition for a lot of pros when they are calling value tiles. It's 2 Dora. Pretty. I guess Osaki
Pretty
is
good.
also dealer, so.
Ooh, and she is going to commit to the Toy Toy formation. Which with a counter Riichi for Riichi Ipeko on just the Amon could spell trouble.
Okay, quick hands.
Oh, the 8 months floating too. It's almost like you want Osaki to either find a second 8 mon or find an excuse to fold out, even with such a monster hand like that.
I wonder if there wasn't a reach, Mizuguchi might have actually gone for the all pairs hand, but the 8 pin was Gambitsu. There goes the floating
5 pins
8.
out. Yeah.
Oh, 5. Huh?
Well, the
I thought
5 pin
8
came
was
out.
8.
It got
Okay, okay.
pawned for tenpai, and the 8. Like, if you're gonna get tenpai, you have to
Oh,
play the 8. It's too good, right?
meant that Mizuguchi had 2 pairs as well, and
Oh yeah.
or had, I mean, a pair of Dora as well, and
Hmm.
drew her, I think her 5th pair, maybe her 4th, but decided not to because the reach Gembutsu was 8 pin. That was the
Yeah,
one I was
that makes
talking about,
sense.
but
I got switched over halfway through. I was like, oh, Ron happened.
yeah, exactly.
Now we get Tsubaki's High Pie, which, ooh, this might be a Toitsu table. Oh, double Riichi on the north. Okay, well, I mean, when in Rome, right? Surely.
And Tsubaki was there. Okay. It looked like
And
she had her hands over her hand for a second. Not sure what that was about. Maybe they were concerned about the deal or something, but realized it was fine, so she did. But
I
like
have
as
no
dealer,
idea.
maybe for a second she was like, "Wait, is this Tenno?"
Maybe, or maybe a little bit of Hollywood, thinking like, oh, what a take a second pause. If it's a bad Ricci, bad way, she's trying to maybe hide the fact that it's just like the easiest. Oh, you just Ricci on the honor tile, like ever made, especially for double Ricci in the dealer position. There's only one north so far, and it looks like it's about to come out. Because I'd imagine for Mizuguchi, that is probably the next tile that will be played for defense. Ooh, and two Dorachun as well. Throw the Haku first. You're teasing it bit by bit. June not pwned. Really? That is huge respect for the dealer Ricci. And maybe rewarded too, because it kind of looks like cheat toy for Mizuguchi, which is going to be able to fight the dealer reach and not play the north. I think the odds for double Ricci being cheat toy are like 50%, I want to say. I'm not
Because I feel like
100%
that's
sure if you
higher.
know the stats. I think it's something like that. It's one of those weird efficiency
Yeah,
things where like it just works out that way.
I have no idea of those sort of stats. It's
It's
so difficult for me to memorize them that they don't become very useful for me. So
it's one of those weird things where you have like a striking stat like, oh, that like Chi toy, that's not even close to 50% of hands. That feels weird to be 50% of double reaches. So I think it's like one of those things where that really made it stick with me. And the fact that I've seen so many double reaches, especially that Chun deals into, that now I like avoid it, knowing, oh, it's double reachy and they'll wait on the honor pair. And I've saved myself like 40K points because of it. Just folding out full respect. Is there still only no? Okay. Ooh, and okay. Yep, that's the sumo. I was thinking that was Fujinami who was drawing it. So it each sumo chitsoi, excuse me, double richi sumo chitoi for the manga on 4K all. Tsubaki with a big win on the dealership, especially after collecting up from Osaki. I wonder if this is going to be like the first game yesterday, where oh my god, what is her name? The other new team that was in that group had a really strong opening start, and then just kind of stalled out afterwards. It was with I believe it was Inugai was her name.
You
She had like a
guy.
big opener and then just kind of stalled out, and somebody else at the table. I think it might have been Kago. Just got a bunch of wins and was able to pass her. But I'm curious to see if that is the name of the game for this one too.
I feel like
A little bit
Kago
of a
got
slower hand.
first place in the second two games. Was not
That's
in
what
the
I
first.
can't. Yeah, so maybe that's who was in the first. Somebody I thought Inugai got second that game.
I guess
I
I
might be I
haven't.
might be crossing paths though. I did commentate two of them, so my
I have
wires
the
may be crossed.
results right here that I can go ahead and look up for you. It was
Ooh.
Negishi who made the comeback in the first game.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And then Kago got first place in the second and third games.
Okay. So that was it was Negishi that passed Inugai. That's right in the North Sea. I remember. It's all coming together.
Yeah, I don't know the stats, but sometimes I can come up with useful information.
I mean, that's more useful than fake made up stats that I'm like pretty sure are real, and then I check and someone's like, "Yeah, that's not right." Like, you're like that's just
Yeah,
wrong,
I
and you're like,
mean,
"Oops."
even if it's not made up or real, it's if it was 30%, then would you not reach? I don't think so. So
Truth, truth. If it protects even one deal in, then it was worth it to make up a stack, and that's my position.
Goodbye. Tsubaki will reach, waiting for the one for Mon, one for characters, one Dora. No Pinfu.
So 2600. Not 1-4 is gonna really kind of slow down players' hands. At least everybody besides Mizuguchi. Mizuguchi, I'd imagine, is going to be just fine. I mean, I'm sure Mizuguchi is going to take Tenpai if she draws into it, especially on the 6 pin. What I don't know is what tiles will get drawn to cause Mizuguchi to back away and fold. One so is definitely not it. That one we will continue to try with. Or not Mizuguchi. I got the hands all mixed up. Who was that? Fujinami? Who was Ishanten? Nope. Must have been Osaki. No, it is Mizuguchi. Okay, I'm all tricked up. I don't know what's going on. I think the camera may have been misaligned, or I'm just dizzy. 50-50. That was 1-4 looking. 1-4 kind of feels like it's dying out. There's at least 2 1s and a 4. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is super live in the wall because I feel like all I see is 2 1s and a 4. Ooh, make that 3 1s. And there's the 4 sumo, Riichi Dora. No era, but a clean 2K all. Not quite enough food to upgrade.
Red Bear is a new team. Just trying to figure out when Tsubaki became a pro. He is a member of MPM.
nice. Yeah, all these players are pros, right? Amateurs can
You,
play in the Sankei
no, no,
Shimbun,
cannot.
right? Or no, just
Nope,
pro?
cannot.
Okay, so just
Only
pros.
pros.
I got it. I didn't know whether it was just like one pro had to make a team and there could be amateurs, or it was just mainly the people playing in it were pros because you're gonna get, the best people, which odds are the pros, all that fun stuff.
So the streamed team matches that were allowed to be mixed were I think the Ikusa, which was the EX Furin Kazan team match that I played in. We don't cover that, but Mio and I were on a different team for that actually as well. And also the World Reach Online Team League, which is I think the biggest pro ama mixed league like in the world. At least definitely the first rendition was. It was massive,
Yeah,
like 200
not
teams or
surprise me.
something.
There's so many people that first go around. Oh, really? 7 so and not form on there. See, I would have thought you go form on and you really try and fish the Honitsu out, especially if you're gonna keep the Anko 6-0. Although maybe Toy Toy feels more valued. This is Tenpai, but also there's some Gen Shanten. Okay, so we're
Mm,
gonna play a Gen
go
Shanten.
for it. I like it.
We're gonna call green. Snap. And this surely is 2-mon, right? Yeah. Okay, so we get there. We get the Toy Toy Honitsu. Would say double Yaku high, but the problem is Fujinami, Haku pair, Mochi Mochi, very sticky with our dealer. So I'm thinking it's Mangan if it wins. Nothing more, nothing less. East call, we're fighting back.
Wow, Tsubaki also speaks French.
Wow. French is hard. I never took French, but people speak it, and that's one of those languages where I'm like, I
French is hard because
got
they're
no
like,
clue.
we're gonna put in lots of vowels, but we're only gonna pronounce the vowels that are not in this word.
That's what I'm
Like
saying. It's like there's so many letters, but you just skip half of them, and I'm like, I don't understand.
OUI, but it's gonna be pronounced OUI. Oh, OEI, but
We.
it's gonna be pronounced wa.
Oh my god. Okay,
We
now
don't
I'm
have a
somewhere.
U or an A, but those are the only vowels we're gonna pronounce in this word.
Okay, 9-so. 9-so's paired would also be Mochi Mochi with Fujinami, who's now Ishanten. I think Adozuke on that Haku, right? If I'm not mistaken. So we get 3-6-0 Tenpai from Mizuguchi. Oh, and we're gonna go for the Pone for Toy Toy upgrade. 4-so 5-pin for Tone Toy Toy.
Senpai. Middle
Oh,
5
there's
pin
the
weight.
third 2-mon. And there's the 5-pin.
Also, to get to Tenpai deals into Mizuguchi.
$5,200 Big Bones does hit the Fu upgrade. Just barely. Wait a second. No, it didn't hit the Fu upgrade. But 2 Honba. 345. On Sumo would have definitely hit the Fu upgrade. But I mean, 45 is not too bad. Make some distance. Oh my god, what is this
The big thing
table giving
about
for dealer high pies? Look
wow.
at that.
So no consideration for Kokushi at all. um,
Double Yakuhai and the pilot? You gotta. You gotta.
I don't know, I would head to with I think she has enough blocks anyway, and could be like it's gonna be a Hoitsu anyway.
Who needs to? Yeah,
I would
so cut
start
like
with the
an
six.
aggressive Tuso or something. That makes
No,
efficiency's so
she's
good though.
perfectly fine, and it would be it'd make the hand so obvious if you cut from the six or something. But
Yeah.
you know, just throwing out the other options there. I can't remember what I was gonna say though, so I'm not.
No, no. I've distracted Jen too much. It's over.
I
We were
distracted
talking about
myself.
something before the high pie. Oh, it was on the we were talking about Toy and Fu. So it's probably something related to that. Or it was just a random, Jen thought. 50-50. Maybe
It
lost to
might have
time.
been about Mickey. Like, actually, is I think went to international school or lived abroad. She's very like native level English.
Oh,
So was trying to get her on the JPML English channel for some commentary, but it has not happened yet.
that'd be super cool.
Yeah, the problem is that like not enough people in the US use Discord, and that's where I'm doing all of my contact.
Yeah, it is one of those things where I feel like it's very it's newer people and or younger people and specifically like US and I think also like South America and Europe are also pretty big for Discord,
Yeah, it just hasn't really
depending
caught
on the
on
type
in
of people.
Japan much. People do use it, but like even streamers, instead of having like a dedicated Discord channel, like most of the streamers in the US have, or outside of Japan have,
Hmm.
they'll just do like a Discord for certain events, like collaboration
Interesting.
events and things like that, and then just get rid of the Discord. So that's why it's been really easy to get like Go Saito in on. I was doing some what do you call it? Like study sessions with pros back when I had time on my hands. He was the easiest one to get in there because he was the only one who actually had and used Discord.
And that would be the thing to help it. One of those struggling communication issues of the modern world where there's so many avenues and different things and it's really just what what your preference is and slightly what the best platform for it is.
And none of them are perfect enough so that everyone is like, yeah, I
No.
definitely want to use that all the time. It's like,
If it
okay,
is,
this
then it gets
uh,
worse and then you have to migrate. Something else
true.
has to come up to take its place. That's how it always goes.
That's true.
Uh, we saw another three so Osaki drew there. So now I believe there's only one left in the wall.
But yeah, with this
'Cause we
weight,
have
it's,
Ishanten.
you would think Fujinami had Discord with the way she's waiting on a 3-so.
Oh yeah. You'd think you would think she was, an American player in Discord, filled with the propaganda, part of the machine. I find it really interesting how Tsubaki is kind of already out of the hands in a way. She's really cut from this Manzu shape, and while it can be a Mawashi, especially with the 6 mon, it feels like it was just kind of an abandonment of the hand to avoid giving the Tenpai player the win, Fujinami. I'm curious to see if she's going to keep that strategy going forward, if she's going to just kind of back away at the first sign of danger, being in first, especially with the Oka. I feel like that's what you're incentivized to do a lot of the time. Granted, there are a lot of games to play in a league system like this, but I mean, securing first is good. A lot of points are good.
Also, Fujinami is an award-winning pole dancer, like competitive pole dancer, which has kind of become a sport here. Like, yeah.
That's fun. It's a big thing. I got friends who do it just for like exercise, like a yoga class.
Oh wait, she speaks
It's
French too.
simple.
What the French table? French speaking table.
That's crazy. That would be fun. They just instead of reading the points off in Japanese, they do it in French. So it wasn't Tempai. I think we denied Tempai. We didn't want to drop 4-7 pin, which makes sense. 'Cause it's very scary. We'll go back into Ishanten. And this is going to be Tuso dropped Tempai for Osaki on just 7 pin. Looking for Itsudora 1. Importantly, though, has 2 of the 3 so locked up in the hands.
We can talk about
Maybe a
mahjong again.
slight
I always say this, but I'm just
pause.
I'm just so interested in these players. I really want to know if they know that each other speaks French,
It I don't know if it would be something that would come up naturally.
right?
It seems like a tough one. Like, even in the States, there was somebody who spoke Spanish, like, pretty not fluently, but, like, pretty well, and it really caught me off guard. I was like, "Whoa, you know Spanish?" And he was like, "Yeah, I've been learning for, like, 4 or 5 years." It's just one of those things where if you're not in the situation, you almost never the language never comes up.
Well, so I'm thinking that Fujinami actually did her schooling, like grew up outside of Japan and then
Yeah.
came back. We call them returnees. And
Ooh, another 3.
so I'm guessing that she actually lived in France too, and probably went to international school, so learned French and English.
That would not surprise me. I have heard that, what is it? Like, French culture and, like, Paris is super big in Japan. I've heard of, what do I call it? Paris syndrome, I
Now
wanna
this would
say
be like
is the name of it.
this would
This is
have been
different, but
yeah, this would have been grown up in France for like parents' work or something.
yeah, yeah, like, you know, very different. But I feel like things like that kind of spawn up from a reason, right? Like a big company that headquarters in France and does a lot of work in Japan, and like there's a lot of cases like that, and then it
Awesome.
becomes this big cultural thing. Ooh, and still gonna drop 2 mon. Yeah, everyone's kind of backing away. This table seems very, very passive at the moment. Nobody wants to feed the Itsu. Nobody wants to check any tiles that are potentially dangerous towards a dealer Fujinami. Everybody being very, very passive. Man, everyone's scared on this West too. They do not like that check versus Fujinami. She's gonna drop her hand at the end, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it was just efficient." When they see the 3 so tempai. Yeah, the little indicator at the bottom is not quite correct. Tsubaki did have tempai, but backed away. Or maybe that was Osaki.
Mm.
Tsubaki's I don't
Or
think Tsubaki has it, yeah.
and that ends the. This looks like only Fujinami was Tenpai at the end. Oh no, only Tsubaki.
I think it's wrong.
It was Fujinami,
Unless
right?
we're in South too. Yeah, it was dealer, so we're repeating. Yeah, and they're
I
fixing
mean,
it
I
there.
can
So
see
it was
their
it was
faces,
Fujinami.
and Tsubaki definitely put her hand down, and this is
Yeah.
this is Fujinami who. Also, Fujinami when she ends sentences on social media, um, If it's something that would end in "ne," that can also be used as
Oh my god, another double Riichi, this time for
for
double
also pay.
Riichi Dora. Yeah, on surely the pay as well.
Exactly the same weight.
You know,
Holy
my
crap!
stat may be incorrect, but we've had 2 double Riichis, and one of them has been on pay, which if you're keeping track at home, that's 50% of double Riichis are Chitoe.
I mean, this
So
is
we'll
not
have to
cheap.
have a running ticker. This wasn't Chitoe. We're on a pair, but that's what I'm saying. The first one was. So now we're at 50% Chitoe double Riichis.
Oh, okay,
So it makes me feel
proving
like the stat is working.
we're proving the stat. Our sample proves
Yeah.
that.
Our two size sample is going quite well for for validating what I think is a stat. Or is it kind of buried in the wall? I always like
Although if you
you
like,
always
the thing is that using this stat would also help you in this situation because if you think it's a higher chance of being Chitoy, you're not going to discard North, right?
exactly, yeah. And that's the weird thing, especially because like there was a double Ricci on the North earlier. Yeah, I feel like even if, everything in logic says like what are the odds? It's one of those things where subconsciously you can't get away from it. You know what I mean? Even if, this is the statistic play or like this is what you're supposed to do. There's going to be a little nag when you draw that north, and there's still 3 norths in the wall. So I think a player is going to hit it, and we're going to see some hesitation and probably back away. Although when Osaki challenges with a reach Pinfu Takame on the 1 mon for Ipeiko, that will change things up. Run 1 4 mon. That way it has to be terrible right now. There's at least 2 1s. I'm pretty sure there's 2 4s. Yeah, so it's actually not that bad. 4 left in the wall, 2 1s, 2 4s. And there's a north draw. So we are only at 2 winning for our double Rishi dealer, Fujinami.
It's really hard to fold to a double reach because you have so little. You get more and more information, but generally, at the beginning, people are just going to be going for their own hands.
Yeah. The theory is to ignore, right? When you can't play any defense, why not just play offense?
Yeah, for pretty much any hand, not just against double reaches, but
Yeah,
double reach is the most amplified version of that.
exactly. There's another north out. So I feel like, oh, there's a 4 mon in the door indicator, so there's only 3 left. Forgot to count that one. So I think it's 1 north versus 3, 2 1 mons and a 4 mon, if I'm unmistaken. Yeah, seeing these Mawashi routes from players is very interesting. Um, of course, which like it feels like Mizuguchi went a little bit more towards a hard fold, kind of the same with Tsubaki. I think Tsubaki was trying to play a little bit more shaped up, trying to redeem the hand. I feel like Mizuguchi has clocked that she has something bad that's going to deal in her hand, and is just trying for full defense because of it. No, door 5 mon coming out. Always scary to check the door out, but when it's the safest style, it's the safest style. Might have came out as well. Couldn't quite tell.
Everybody is following your defense, and the 1-4 wins instead of the North. Dealer double
Pin
reach
sumo.
does not make it.
Yeah, Osaki wins the chase. That's North stuck in the wall. The other two players both drew one. Could not play it.
So maybe the 6-0 would have been a better way. Maybe this is where you do the meta where I know that you know, so
The
I'm going.
mind games.
I mean, you get into that. It goes back and forth. It's a pendulum, right? Pendulum. What is the American pronunciation of that? I think it sounds like British people would say pendulum. Would I make it a J?
I think it depends what you're trying, because when you look at the word, it's definitely pendulum. But
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
everyone says it pendulum.
Okay. So it's a
They do like
pendulum.
the DJU, kind of like the almost like a modified I forget what they call it, but the Tsu with the, what do they call it? The Boro, the mark. It's top of my
So
head. I forget the name of it. Because I
I
know
don't
that's Zoo, but it's that same where you add on, you kind of morph it to a different character
Yeah,
almost.
well, yeah, so I can imagine in my mind that British people would say pendulum or certain accents, certain British accents. But anyway, um, so there are a lot of strategy like moves in mahjong that are really like just standard for about 5-10 years, and then it becomes opposite of standard because that's what everybody does. And then it comes back about 5 or 10 years after that. And if I
It goes in
find
waves and
Yeah, there's
thralls.
one specific example that we might actually find an example of because it happens quite often. So I'll bring it up when it comes up. But and maybe the double reach single weight, you choose the more middle tile and hope that it becomes a later suji or something instead of the honor tile.
And that would do it. It is curious to see how it would evolve. Although I don't know the stats on like the odds of it being some random inside thing.
I mean, it also once you get to that level, it's also going to depend on your opponents and if they're more likely to be more aggressive to an to a first turn reach.
Whether you take the sumo odds or the dealing odds for sure.
Well, I think that we see that Tsubaki is very conservative, very and not quite as aggressive against reaches. So, and I think Mizuguchi as well. So if
Mhm.
you're playing against more players who are going to squeeze those honor tiles and stop them even to an early reach, then if you're playing against Garth and I, then you definitely want to wait on the north every time. We're never going to stop it, ever.
I feel like Peitanki has become almost a living meme. Ooh, Tenpai on the E2 for an unneeded third or fourth on, but would have had the Dora 7 pin to get the Mangan either way. That'll be a big hand for Fujinami if she can finish it.
I think this is
Oh no, this is
Osaki.
Osaki in the
Fujinami is
wrong order.
also has called tiles. I think she's called more though. She has a bit of a shorter hand. And
Mhm. Yeah,
not quite a
Fujinami.
flush, but still also that Dora.
Yeah, working on it. Has another Yaku High to call to help things out. Oh my goodness. Chinitsu time. Is this 5 so for max efficiency? She uses the 7, I think, to hedge a Chitoi, but I feel like 5 so is like technically the most efficient for that shape. It's one of those weird ones.
I can
And
go
you have
ahead
like the
and plug
double
it in
pair.
to check it. 445577.
445578. Then 2 3 3 4 5 5 6 6.
Oops.
Or maybe it's 4. No, I feel like it's 5. Because you want the 4 so pair call, which is
What are
more
the
likely
monsters
than the
in my
5.
hand? It was 2, 2.
2 3 3 4 5 5 6 6. Or 2 3 3 4 5 5 6 6. That's what it was. Ishan 10. Is Mizuguchi going to be able to get there in time, though?
No, it wasn't 6 6 because that would be Tempai, unless she just didn't take Tempai.
For 445578. 2 3 3
Hold on, it was when
4
she
5
put the
5
7.
6 6.
Oh, she had 7 8. Discarded the 8.
Yeah, 7 8 so, and
Okay,
she
okay.
discarded
Yeah,
the 8
that's the
so.
problem.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
had 7 in there instead.
Ooh, 3-pin tank. And we're gonna throw a 2-pin. Makes sense. We still have the Mongon on the 7-pin. Don't need that 2-pin. Don't need the Itsu. Play a little bit
So
defensive
2,
towards the latter half of the hand.
2 mon, 4 mon, 7 so, and 8 so. Almost. Well, those are the only one away discards. So if you wanna count 2 away, then like 6 mon, 3 mon, 5 mon, 4 so, 5 so are all the same. If
Really
you're
over
talking
one
about
of the
like
Sozu.
ending in a good shape, then you can do, if you wanna like ensure you end on a good shape and completely disregard Chitoitsu, then you can go like the 4 or the 5 so. But I think because you have the 8 so, then the 5 is not necessarily more efficient.
Oh, because you have the Chitoi Shanten. I was thinking it was. Yeah, I was thinking it was around Shanten. I always forget how efficient it is to keep Chitoi Shanten a lot of the time. It feels not super efficient, but
But she does
it's
win the
going to
hand.
be
Oh, no,
three-player
she doesn't. Yeah, sorry.
Tenpai.
She does keep the
Yeah.
Tempai, maintain Tempai for, and all players except the dealer maintain Tempai.
Oop. They're doing a little bit of reshuffling with scores.
Actually, that hand is very close to one of the examples that I was thinking of for the sort of trends that go back and forth. And that would be locking in the pair to ensure that your final shape is open-ended.
Mm. So you would cut from the Manzu to do just that, or you would cut
No,
from
like
the
cutting the 5
4?
so or the 4 so.
The 4 okay.
Yeah, if it's red 5s, you would never cut the 5 so there, but you could cut the 4
Well,
so
yeah.
to ensure that shape.
Yeah, Nashi, though, I feel like you're supposed to do the 5 instead.
Hmm. I don't
Surely.
see specific evidence to that.
Well, you would wanna the if you end on a double pair weight, the more outside tile is more likely to to get
It's-
called, right? Hypothetically. Although 4 and 5, there's not
Yeah.
hardly any difference, but
Yeah, it might be more like if you were comparing 2 and 3 would be a bigger difference. But um yeah, I think any of the single tiles in that hand specifically maintain the Chitoitsu. I don't know, I like so you're saying the 4 is more likely the second 4 is more likely to deal in than the second 5?
no, 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 no. The second 4 is more likely to be able to be called if you want to.
Oh.
Or if
Mm.
you are on, yeah, the 4 is like slightly more likely to get a deal in 5, I would think.
Yeah, but since you're like doing it specifically to ensure open-ended, then I don't think we have to worry about a
That's kind
two-sided.
of moot,
I mean, a
yeah.
two-pair. Wait, because also then there wouldn't be enough block. You wouldn't have a pair anymore if you get rid of one of those. So
Um,
anyway,
good point.
we can talk about the hands in front of us. And sorry, these conversations are just so fun that I get stuck on them.
The interesting hypotheticals. I mean, that's mahjong. It's just playing for the interesting hypotheticals. And there hasn't been a whole lot that's been happening this hand, to be fair. Now we have the kind of biggest move from Mizuguchi. Although she's not going to play the 5 pin, which is kind of interesting. Unless I misread the shape, which I don't believe I did. She's going back a
No,
shanten for that.
yeah, well. She's trying to hedge the like a good
Oh, it
weight
was
first
I
of all,
misread it.
and
Okay.
also Tanyo, yeah.
I thought she had 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. So I thought she cut 5 pin to make 2 menses. So it was me. I misread. But she does have a very close hands. I think Ryan Shanten, they're
Oh, in the
decent Ryan
chat,
Shanten.
Xenon and also Kate. Hello, hello.
Shanten on the not great Shabo. Is both tunes out, so we're not going to see a call from who was that? Was that
And
Tsubaki
there
who
it's
had
paid off.
a? Yeah, keeping the extra one.
Yes, so Mizuguchi will transition sorry. She, she'll pivot to that Tanyo hand. That's what she kept the extra block. No, the extra block with like the nakabukure, the bulging shape.
Yeah, I mean, you get the Tanya, you get the Pinfu.
Right here.
Very,
Right this
much,
one.
much stronger. Keeping that floating 5. Even debating on that 6 there, I think very Sanshoku, but likes the safety of the 9, it seems. There's Osaki here who had the Chun pair that is dead on the board. Truly just playing Chitoe.
And Tsubaki has done such a great job of defending the points that she built up in the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with keeping that north and against Fujinami's dealer reach
Yep.
and yeah, playing so tight. I'm learning from her today.
Hmm.
Also, she's only 1 year younger than me, but she looks about 10 years younger than me.
No, don't say that. Come on now. Only 9.5, not
10-5.
even 10.
10-5 for Mizuguchi, and you notice that so she discards the one beam for the reach. So she had kept that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6 shape. This open-ended gut shot. So filling in the 2 there would have also gotten her to Tempai, which is why
Hmm.
she held on to that 1, even though it wasn't helpful for open-ended, and she already had that like open-ended incomplete sequence. And it's one of those
Ooh,
really small but super efficient shapes that you want to hold on to as long as possible. Bonjour, hello, hola. Yeah, so if you're just joining us, the reason why we have bonjour in the chat is because apparently two of the players on this table are French speakers. Tsubaki and Fujinami both claim in their social media to speak French.
come on, this is the better upgrade. And we are going to chase Riichi. Fujinami in with Reach Pinfu for the chase. Definitely not Reach Pintan like Mizuguchi has, but still not bad. And it looks like Osaki's one's guaranteed to be out. Just too many scary tiles. Is finally going to cut that Shun pair, break away from Chitoi Shanton. And we're back to Ishan 10. Not a lot safe. East has to be good, right? There's at least one out. Is it really only one East out? Nobody has them. Are they just all on the wall? Big tank. Osaki really debating on what to do here. Does she have Haite? No, not quite. Does check the East and it passes. That'll be 2 players Tempai as we add another Homba and keep it going. We do one more.
Right, South 2, Tsubaki, our dealer once again. Tsubaki also an actress and model. She actually had an extra letter in her, like a kanji in her name previously, for the kanji for princess, but has removed it for her mahjong name.
Can't let people be sleeping on her. That makes perfect sense. You can't be the queen of Mahjong if you got princess in it.
So I guess she was a model and actress for like 15 years before becoming a pro in 2021 or so. So
Oh,
right in the
wow.
midst of like COVID stuff too.
I mean, that seems to be when a lot of people, like, at least a lot of people that I know, really got into the game. I don't know how it was in Japan, but at least in the States, there was a huge post-COVID boom, or even
Yeah,
kind of
I mean
in
that
the
was
midst of
everyone was
COVID.
playing online and stuff. I don't
Hmm.
see like that specific mention, but she had grown up playing mahjong already with her family and stuff, so.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it was just called by the tiles around then. They like to beckon at odd times. Everyone's kind of improving their shapes, but no one's got anything super explosive. We got 2,600 in the middle, so a lot of points to snatch up.
But
Big
her
extra sweetener.
I really like this, so I gotta say it. Sorry, the quote that she likes is Monet started painting at 40, age 40. So she's thought it's not too late to become a mahjong pro. So
That's
she
so
became a pro
sick.
at
That's
like
so cool.
like 30, late 30s, it looks like.
So before Monet. That means she's got 2 extra years to become the Monet of mahjong, which I don't even know what that would entitle. But
I think someone else who started like there's a really famous actor that started acting at like 50 or something. So it's never too late,
oh
especially
yeah.
mahjong. Just because your brain starts to shrink.
When your brain shrinks, you just take out all the extra stuff and just make sure there's only mahjong behind it. It's perfect.
You know what that hand is? Tsubaki's hand. That's just two Jen Shanten.
Oh boy. I I the idea of Jin Shanten is fun, but I feel like it just it cancels out Jin Shanten. It's kind of like a Schrodinger situation where like if you acknowledge the Yakuman, it doesn't happen, but to talk about Jin Shanten, you have to acknowledge the Yakuman, so it's like a catch 22.
I don't know, we've seen it happen.
That is true.
The Saikyo-sen team battle last week. There was a Kokshi. The whole point of Yakuman is it's rare. You can't blame it on the Jen Shanten discussions.
Well, I don't blame it on the Jin Shanten. I just blame it on you when you acknowledge the Yakuman, it doesn't happen. You have to think that you're never hitting it, and that's why you hit the Yakuman. That's how every Yakuman is born. You have to play for it, but without faith. It can sense it. It smells the desperation in trying to hit it, and then hides. And there's a north. Whoa, was that Ippats? Riichi Pats. No era.
So North
But
Chabo works, just not
yeah, you gotta have at least 2 of them.
yeah,
Not
the
Tanki.
Tanki has not been working out, but the Shabo works. And that will move the dealership away from Tsubaki to Fujinami. Tsubaki continuing to defend and Osaki trying to catch up but from behind since she has no more dealer turns left. Also in the chat, Kate started playing at 35 and has already been kicking my butt at the table.
Oof.
Kate
I mean, some
unstoppable
people
on our streamed table on the Pacific Mahjong League Invitational. I could
oh,
not
yeah.
I could not do anything.
Yeah. People, it's just when they pick up this game, they take to it quick and they're explosive. It's just the way it goes. Me, not at all. I gotta grind in the archives to pick this game up and to improve my game.
I started playing at 21, I think. It seemed just way more interesting than actually going to class.
Yeah, literally the exact same as me, except I think I was 22. No, I was 21 actually as well, because it was in 22. I'm glad that means in just 10 more years I can be doing this just like you.
Very kind of you to think to
I'm
make
glad that
people
got picked
think
up on.
that yeah. I did get carded in Vegas for sitting and having a
Hey,
virgin cocktail.
that's so funny. Credit you for a virgin
The
cocktail.
funny thing was that I was sitting there with Dave and the security guard is like, I'm gonna ask everybody because it seems rude to just ask her, pointing to me. And I was
Uh,
definitely not the youngest one at the table.
See, there you go. That's a dub.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I very happily took out my license.
I barely get carded anymore. I didn't even get carded when I was 21. I was like, what's going on? I was so excited. It was like the fourth time buying alcohol that someone finally carded me. It's like, oh, look at here we go.
You were like, you
Whoa.
mean I could have been I could have been
Yeah,
even.
right. Yeah, how long could I have been getting away with this? So
Um,
working on the Honitsu. Going back to the game. Jumping back in the game mode.
I have a lot
And
of like
again, nobody
duck
doing
hands
much.
here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The hands have not
everyone's
been advancing. So I have a perpetual one-away Hoitsu for Osaki.
hmm
And
And yeah, like
also
we're starting to pair up, but
so
not
the
on
dealer.
Chitoy hands. Not
Yeah, it
exactly
makes
working.
Fujinami shape more efficient, but doesn't advance the
No,
Shanten at all.
Wishanten. There we go. Mizuguchi finally got there.
And I got what, two Ishanten?
It's something close to that.
Osaki has been Ishanten forever. It's the
Oh,
no, it's two Shanten. Never
still
mind.
Ryan
Two
Shanten.
away.
Yeah, Osaki is still in that round. Yeah, it's one of those where like you have to play at Honitsu and then you draw none of the tile and you're like, well,
And now Tsubaki has
what
a
can
one
you
away.
do?
This is also Ishanten for Chitoitsu. Tsubaki will
Yeah.
take one
I mean,
away.
this late, gotta do something. Gotta switch it up somehow.
I was totally misreading Osaki's hand as being two green dragons, and it was actually a
Mhm.
south.
Something something. The green's not green. Something something. That lie that everybody says.
I never even noticed that until I started selling tiles. Finally, with Tenpai from
Ooh,
Mizuguchi waiting for the 2-5 pin. This is
reach
Riichi
Pinfu. Look at
Pinfu.
that.
No, she had to release the Dora acceptance in order to take the Tenpai.
But first Senpai on the table. So, something. Is the 2-5 pin a great way? Not really, but it's there.
First to reach wins the pot.
Oh, wait. 2-5 pin's actually really good. There's still two 2 pins and 2-5 pins. Oh, I might have miscounted. It might be two 2 pins and one 5 pin.
Yeah. Are there any on the board? No, oh, there's one on the
There's one
board.
2 pin. One 2 pin on the board, one in Mizuguchi's hand. And then yeah, or excuse me, 1-5 in Osaki, Tsubaki, and Fujinami's hand.
Yeah, everyone
So
has a
one 5
5
pin, two
except
2 pins. Not
Osaki.
bad. Not bad. Three left on a kind of expensive Ryanman. Not the worst. Ooh, 7. Yeah, Tsubaki's out. Does not want a piece of that.
And there's one in
Japan,
Osaki did need that. That is Tim. Hmm? Is it? No.
Ishanten. We did
Still.
not want to take the Senpai. We didn't like 147. Those were scary. Although I don't know if Osaki's going to get back to Senpai. She's got
Yeah,
one more.
those two. The last, I think there's two left now. We saw one drawn. So those are very deep, deep, deep in the
Yeah,
wall.
1 2 pin, 1 5 pin.
No
Mm,
Tenpai for Fujinami. So that means that we will go into South 4.
Ooh, can we push 1 pin or 4 pin or 7 pin, but probably 1 pin. It's tough. We only see 2 blockers. And the answer is no, we cannot. So Mizuguchi, the only one collecting tenpai payments. That's kind of important too for how close 3 of the players are.
Tsubaki has maintained the lead. No comebacks so far like we saw yesterday. See the tables in the background playing on the slim scores, the slim score voices. 2 of those in the background there. Tables are so, like, they're so affordable and they're made for the home, but they're so good that we actually use them in the JPML studio. Not for the streamed table, but for, we have 4 tables in the studio for tournaments like this. And so they are they're so good because when you're in a studio, you need to move things around a lot and you can like fold them up for storage and push them out of the way.
Yeah, slim scores are nice tables. I don't get a lot of auto table play down here, but you know, a couple clubmates have the slim scores, and I've been able to play them at like Sparrow's Nest and some other parlors in the U.S. They're good.
That's the
They're a
table
nice
that we
solid
used.
table.
Yeah, we used it for all the tables in Vegas were the slim score voice, and they were so like I don't want to say durable. I mean, they were durable, but like that's not the word I'm looking for. We didn't have any table malfunctions the entire tournament. One.
Wow,
And that's
that
just
is a
not
blessing.
something that like I think they said that they had to go fix something once, but it was user error and not like a table malfunction. So um
Yeah, like a
but
stick or
even like
something fell into the shuffler. I'm sure
like
something
even
weird like
even
that.
then usually you expect a lot more of that, but everything was just they just worked so perfectly. Like if you want a good table for tournaments that you can move around places, and I would definitely use the slim score. I mean, I want one in my house personally, but I don't have room for it. But any other tournament that I would
Yeah,
run in the future, I would absolutely, that would be my first choice for tables, hands down. Not the Rexes, but I mean the Rexes are just so expensive that unless you can't just buy them for tournaments, you know.
mhm. I don't
100%
really
recommend the
know.
slim score voice.
I'm bad at knowing auto table functions and prices and everything, but I can assume.
In the chat, maybe
Turn
Osaki and
on that.
Tsubaki wanted to assist Fujinami with full speed. Um,
Yeah, everyone's in that
no,
kind of
maybe not.
Ishanten, Ranshanten style. Or
I think the previous hand, then Tsubaki definitely would not want to assist Fujinami with speed. Maybe now, but because Fujinami will be trying to maintain that third place position. But yeah, not in the previous hand, but possibly in this hand. But it looks like Tsubaki's gonna have enough speed herself.
South's just not called. No way around it. God, even Osaki here, like keeping the north around. Trying not to give any fuel to the fire. Have anything happen to where Tsubaki can pass. Or excuse me, where Tsubaki's win causes either Fujinami or Mizuguchi, or probably both, to pass.
Osaki is going to try to keep Mizuguchi from winning any hands. One away from Tenpai and locks in the potential 5-6-7 shape. Locks in that open-ended instead of taking max efficiency. And I think that's because she has the open-ended weight, so she can't necessarily count on a tateniu inside hand.
Mm-hmm.
So wants to make sure she has that backup locked in, which means that even if she had drawn like the 6 pin later, she's not going to regret it because she didn't want to use it that way. But also Mizuguchi not playing maximum efficiency. Now it's to keep that door up.
Yeah. Get a little bit about. I mean, because the thing is, like, is Mizuguchi, like, you want to hit your Tenpai, but also you kind of want to try and make an attempt on like points. You also don't want to. I think you don't want to miss, or you don't want to risk the 3-pin dealing in as well until you have to for Tenpai.
Yeah,
That
she's
could. That's like the only thing that could be like a Mangan deal into the open hands most of the time.
she's in last place now, but losing more points. The thing is, if she can win something and get up to like 3rd place, that's going to be pretty big. It's going to be an extra 10 points. But dealing into something like a Mangan would be a much bigger loss, I think. It is
For
a
sure.
marathon. We have 30 games that each team is going to play. So conserving those points, even if you're in last place, like not losing more, can be sort of the tiebreaker at the end of the season.
One pin got checked, so she is willing. I think we will see Dora out if we can hit Tenpai, especially with the Yaku chance.
Super running out of time here.
Exactly. Yeah. 7, so not gonna help. What are there? One more draw, I think, for dealer Mizuguchi. No, 2 more. Or no, 1 more.
Tsubaki's gonna take Tenpai just in case. She can do it
Yeah, it's the
safely.
6-9. Can also catch somebody trying to discard for it. Ooh. And Mizuguchi, not Tenpai, so that'll do it. Is that nobody Tenpai? Or no, who is it?
Tsubaki, I just said was Tenpai.
Tsubaki, yes. Osaki
And
got there?
no, I don't think so. I think
That's
that
what I
was
was
another.
thinking. I
Oh,
was like,
maybe
wait
she
a second.
did. Oh, maybe she did. Wait, oh, hmm? No, she just put
Oh, Osaki
the hand
apparently did
down.
hit the Tenpai.
Oh, that was Mizuguchi put it down. So first place, Tsubaki, 44,100. Osaki, second place, 27,100. Third place, Fujinami with 14,000. And fourth place is Mizuguchi, minus 36.2 overall. And the score got cut off there because I sometimes don't pay
Should be
attention.
13-7. I think 13-7 or 13-8. I think she was 300 or 200 down.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I actually do have it here. Yeah, it was minus 36.2, so she would have 13,800 was the final score that she held. All right, that was game number 1. So we have Red Bear, Team Red Bear, the new team for this season, off to a running start. Hokkaido fan meeting. Hokkaido fan meeting has been in the Sankei Shimbun Cup since, I think, maybe ever since teams started playing in the Yukon Fuji. The tournament started as the Yukon Fuji, and it started out as like pros. I think this is the one that it was. Pros playing at different parlors, and then their results for that day, they'd play a certain amount of hanchan with guests at the parlors that day, and then those results would go in the newspaper, and it was like a certain number of weeks. I think that's what tournament was, and then it morphed into this team event that they were playing like at a parlor at studios. Once like streaming mahjong games became really common. I think we're in our 15th year or something like that.
Wow.
I don't know. It's been, yeah, we're coming up on 2 decades here for the Sankei Shimbun Cup. Of course, the name changed like 2 years ago, but anyway.
Yeah.
A little bit of lore.
Same tournament.
Lore. A little bit of lore. We have lore in mahjong.
That's the best part of mahjong, even more than playing. It's the lore surrounding it.
All right, well, that is going to do it for me. Don't forget to visit our sponsor, reddragonshop.com. I'm thinking, did you know that I made a whole new setup of my office, and I really need like a flashy, shiny, light up keyboard and mouse?
Well, good news is I heard that there is a site that has that with a discount code provided that you can get very high quality ones for a little bit cheaper. I heard they got an extra sale going on now too.
So they have like their 8th year anniversary sale going on. If you use the Reach code, you get 10%, but I don't think you can use them together. But you should still go get them because they are really rad looking. And I'm
cool,
gonna send
good
you
specs, mechanical.
Yeah, mechanical. I don't even know what a mechanical mouse is, but I'm about to find out.
Oh, they have a mechanical mouse. I did not know. I was thinking a mechanical keyboard.
Yeah, I don't know what a mechanical keyboard is, but I'm about to find out.
It's the type of switches. It's the type of switches and like how it basically detects the button pushes. I don't know what types of switches. I forget which ones they use, but I'm sure it's quite good.
I don't feel like I know
at least
more.
customize keycaps. Mouses have a very wide DPI range. I'm a nerd about this stuff, so I
don't know DPI ranges. Okay, so with Harrison's explanation, I do not feel more informed at all, but but I still want all those features that I don't understand.
Okay, they make you play better at games. That's all you need to know, and they give you more options. So it's like you know, mahjong like skins, right? It's like, well, I can play with this skin, but you know, this one's me, and that makes me play better. Think about it like that.
Okay, I don't really play games on my computer, but I have multiple computers, but I don't play games except, well, it will reduce my misclicks in mahjong.
Unironically, the mouse DPI, yes, with the customizability, you can set it to do exactly what you want, and it has such a wide range that you got to mess with it, but you will be able to find the perfect setting to reduce misclicks as much as possible.
Okay,
so it'll at least help with that, and the typing will feel great.
Okay, I'm ordering. Yeah, I need great feeling typing. I do a lot of typing. But anyway, that's it for me. We have an M-Leaguer coming up for the next 2 games. One of the most admirable players. I don't know how to talk today, but I have admired her for 2 decades now. I will hand it over to Nathanael as I go get ready for Women's League today. That's what we have in JPML in Women's League. So I will be seeing people like Miki Fujinami, I think, at the venue.
Best of luck, Jen, and the Women's League today. And yeah, we will be seeing an M Leaguer in our next matchup.
That's going to be very exciting.
Harrison, you're alongside with me for this one, right?
That's right. That's right. Running it back. That we have not commentated in it feels like a long time.
That's, you know what? I think you're right. But you know what? It's Sankei Shimbun Cup, first week of action. We've got the second half of the day. And who do we have in our second game of the day?
Well, it looks like starting out, running the pilot seat, we have Mi Pro's Aki Nikaido. Following up for HMF Hokkaido, I believe it was Fan
Mahjong.
Hokkaido Mahjong fan meeting. That's what it was. It is Hatsune Osaki. And then in West Sea, on the new team, Team Red Bear, we have Kano Shundo. And finally, representing Team ITC, Information Technology Center, is Izumi Kitahara. And the M Leaguer is Aki Nikaido, correct?
Absolutely. Everyone,
yes.
Practically everyone knows the Nikaido sisters, Aki and Ryumi. And it'll be really fun watching her play once again. Another season in the Sankei Shimbun Cup. Looks like Osaki is repeating for her team. And Kitahara, of course, very well-known player. I remember watching her a couple times last season in the Sankei Shimbun Cup. And Team Red Bear won that first game. We'll see if Kano Shundo can continue in game number 2. Let's step into it. Looks like we're all set to go.
So all things considered, not the biggest scoring for last game.
Yeah, we had one player kind of run away with it at the start of the game and maintain that lead all the way throughout the end. It was a little bit of a tense battle there in the last round to see if Mizuguchi could catch up on her last dealership, but could not find tempo at the end. Another game, though. You never know what can happen. Nikaido will be our first dealer.
Yeah.
Starts out with 1 copy at the door, 1 completed shape, and our Yaman looks okay. Good evening, Biranko. We have Osaki as our second dealer. Again, playing her second game of the day. It is, of course, totally viable. You can have the same team member play all 3 games if you'd like on a single day. You just have to have a balance of play at the end by the end of the season.
Yeah, or I think it's a minimum, I want to say.
Yeah, minimum of
like every player has
games.
minimum 4 games, 5 games.
I saw Osaki pick up a second copy at the Dora to go along with a Red Dragon pair, so definitely could open for Yakuhai Dora 2 pretty early on, and a pair acquired, second pair for Nikaido.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Ooh, and with that 2-pin pair, now we have a bit of a far-off Chitoi backup. Kitahara looks to be building a Sozu Honitsu type hand.
Yeah, we'll get to see it here.
Which means that this Red Dragon might be locked up. So it is really good that Osaki has sort of a far-off backup plan, so we don't have to go Arazuke on the Chun to finish this hand out, make sure that it completes.
Yeah,
We even see the West kept there for maybe a Honitsu or a Chitoi later down the road.
Right, keeping things flexible. Oh, there's another 6, so that's all 4 copies. So you could make 3, an Anko and then 2 more sequences, but there's the Red Dragon, there's the Pawn.
We're off to the races now. We want to lock in Chundora 2, maybe a Honitsu if we can draw like the West or something.
Oh, well, not this West.
Oh, yeah. Maybe not anymore. We'll see, though.
There's a great connector. Yonoke for Nikaido and the Manzu. And there's one more step forward. Osaki now Ishantan.
Place for efficiency. The problem is that we have kind of a dangerous floater. And having to drop 6-pin or 7-pin, and everybody's approaching Tenpai sooner rather than later. We also see the Sozo Honitsu commit from Kitahara.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if she was actually going to
Excuse me, not
commit that
Kitahara,
direction, but does force it this with the 3-mon cut after making that 5-mon chi, 5-so chi rather.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Ishanten for Nikaido. We'll have to play out the door though. If she gets Tenpai and wants to keep the Tenpai.
God, and this East Shanten still for Shundo.
Looking for the pair. Fortunately, that 6, 7, 8, 8, 9 shape is very good at finding a pair. Even if you complete your other shape, the 6, 7 pin Ryamen, you will be left on an odd Ryamen shape or a Nobita shape. This is like the worst way to get into Tenpai.
Yeah, we may even see a pass here.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be the most surprising thing.
Okay, we'll just hold this Tenpai because there's the Itsu upgrade. 8-mon, another totally viable move if you're trying to play towards that Itsu.
Oh, Nikaido wants the Dora bad. She does not want to drop it, which makes a lot of sense after the pawn and the 7-pin cut. Maybe he's even picked up the pair and dealer, or excuse me, not dealer, Osaki's hand.
And you know, Jenn was talking about this in the last game. It's kind of the standard play that you're not going to open your hand unless you have minimum Dora 2 as a condition, or you have some sort of positional play. A little bit of backfire here for Shundo after cutting the 6-pin. Does miss out on a Nobiton Tenpai here, and it's a little tough to drop the 8-pin. You'd like to be able to use the 9-pin if you draw it. Does throw it back though.
Braves forward. Question is, how long can everybody brave forward with sort of tough tiles to pass?
Yeah, it was another spot where the 8-mon cut is kind of interesting. But the 9-mon is twice cut, so that Nobiton not as strong as you might usually would like it to be.
The 3-pin, Osaki's found a little bit of help to try to complete the hands. Now accept a 1-4-pin to also get in the Tenpai.
Here's the Itsu draw for
now we got
Shundo.
1-4.
Itsu waiting on just the 5-mon. We'll see the Riichi.
No Nakasuji, trap laid. 2-mon in the pond. Could come out later though. Might help the 5, but I'd imagine with how much safety these pros have, there'd be chance. We're Tenpai 5-8-pin.
Now Osaki jams out the 2-pin, no fear with her Dora 2. Just going to play for it. Kitahara also making the call. So now suddenly everyone hitting Tenpai. 5-8-pin for Osaki. Yakuhai Dora 2. Riichi Itsu for Shundo. But the 8-pin comes out and Osaki is going to claim it.
Just Chundora 2, so not the most expensive. Just 39.
Yep, collects the Riichi
Good
stick
points,
as well.
though. That's true. Upgrade to 49.
Kitahara not gaining or losing anything there with her flush hand. Osaki, after the win, will get the dealership here in East 2. It's always nice when you open up your hand, you make yourself a little vulnerable. The Riichi comes through, you jam a tile, and you get the win. No sweat. 9-mon will be the door for this round. 1 copy for Osaki here at the start of the hand. 9-pin and East pair for Shundo. So potentially open hand, but not quite the Dora 2 that we're talking about in the previous round. It seems like a reasonable hand for Nikaido after pulling in that 6-so. Okay, early Dora discard for the dealer. Not going to hedge that value play, even though there was a 7-mon in the hand. Nikaido just needs to draw something around that 3-pin. And she'll be just about set to go. There's a Dora for Shundo. This is a little bit of value worth opening for. Oh, and a second Dora for Kitahara. Quite awkward shapes, the 1-mon, 1-mon, 2-mon, 2-mon, and the 9-mon pair. I wonder if you start to draw more pairs if you think about changing the plan for that hand.
I mean, it is one of those things that I think you always kind of have on your mind. And you don't really want to go that way, but you need to keep it there just for the efficiency, just to connect for the win rate.
Ishanten for dealer, aiming for Riichi Pinhu, maybe Tanyo. And then we, of course, have an Anko now. Oh, boy.
Oh, this got to be 4-mon, right?
Of course.
Okay, well, single Jenn Shanten now, if we're keeping track at home.
Ishanten
It almost feels like a waste to not just keep all the Manzu, actually.
Unfortunately,
there's like a very real Churen chance.
Right, you can't give up the 2-mon triplet, the 2-pin triplet.
Yeah, it's so good. You can't get Churen, but, Yakumon's not off the table.
All right, Osaki locked into her shapes. Shundo might consider cutting away the 8-so and then maybe the Manzu in the near future. If the 9-mon comes out, surely we'll see a pull-in for Toi Toyora 3 with Saranko chance.
No, it would have to, yeah. 21 chance with a Tenpai for Mangan.
Remember, the door has already been discarded once, so that would be the last copy of the 9-mon if it does get cut. Have you seen any of these other tiles? 2-mon held here.
I think there's a 2-mon on the board as well, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe wrong about that.
Well, now there's a 3-mon at least.
Yeah.
This is going to be
I'll buffer it out a little bit.
A tough waiting game for Kitahara. How long can you maintain your composure from Suranko Ishanten? Oh, hold that thought. We have a Tenpai.
Just 7-pin, but we are going to reach it. Tsuji for the reach tile. Riichi, Ipeko, Tondor 1, Mangan, locked, loaded. And speaking of Tenpai, are we going to fire back? I'd imagine you have to, right?
It feels like you must.
We are. See it.
Sumo would be Saranko as well, but at the very least, Riichi Door 2 waits 2-mon, 9-mon versus the 7-pin weight of Shundo.
I mean, it's just about how many 2-mons are left. 7-pin is what? 2? No, 7-pin's
gone.
Dead.
Yeah, they're all gone. Yeah. They're all held, I should say. 7-pin is Tsuji to the Riichi decoration. But...
And there's 1 2-mon there. So I think there's still 1 2-mon in the wall.
Yeah, the Saranko Tsumo is still live.
It'd be an absolutely massive hand, massive value. 3-mon close, not quite.
One too many strokes there. Somehow Osaki has managed to maintain this Ishanten and still actually has safe entry into Tenpai as well. The 3-mon is safe. Nikaido respects these Riichis just getting out of this.
Yeah, and Osaki's backing up. We saw a lot of defensive play from Osaki, so that makes a lot of sense. Especially being a little bit ahead. No need to rush things. You want to keep your dealership, but this is by far a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, 2 Riichis.
So no need to give up a lot of points doing it for this. They're trying to just run Chan.
Osaki has already dropped the Dora, but she can't see any of the other Doras. So definitely the potential threat of these Riichi hands is certainly quite large. 4-pin, there's a Tenpai. Waits on the 4-mon.
No Yaku, right?
I believe it has Tanyao.
Okay.
So a chance to sneak a win
9 pins are hot.
In.
Although 4-mon might be dead. There's at least 3 on the board, maybe 4.
Yeah, the 4-mon's not looking good. And this East is Shompai. That feels like a folding tile. We're gonna see the 3-mon.
Yeah.
Maybe we just get out.
Yeah, no 8-pin to call, so it's not even like we can back up and Tonki on the east.
Nikaido has
So it's looking like just 2 Riichis Tenpai.
a little consideration here from Osaki. Should I call and move the last draw? And says, oh no, the last copy of the 4-mon. Well, she couldn't have known that was coming.
What are you gonna do?
And there
The
was
east
just
is bad too.
yeah, there's no way she could have played the east. Now she sees, yes, there was the
Anko, and
Anko.
it's like, yeah. It's the 50-50, right? It's either do they have the Anko and they got all 3, or are they on a double pairway with East and something else?
Yes, it's always
and the
so
East
tough.
is expensive being Yaku High too, so it's a not cheap deal.
Because in a sense, you're right. You know, you read the tile was dangerous, that somebody needed it, and someone did need it. They just managed to draw it themselves. You just can't expect that to have happened. So it will go to a draw. 2 players Tenpai. They neither won, so the Riichi sticks will remain to be collected in the next hand, potentially. 1 homebot as we move to the dealership of Shundo in East 3. Saipai looks a little bit above average. Maybe can turn it to Tateniu, cutting the 1-mon, 2-mon later, that overlapping shape. A lot of honors for Nikaido. I wonder if you just start working towards a flush, and those even commit with a 6-mon. And not fantastic for Osaki, but it's slightly stronger than the hand of Nikaido, I believe. Pretty average for Kitahara, although she does have 1 copy of the Dora 3-pin. Osaki 4-pin now can use the Dora twice towards in a Tateniu type hand. Can trade the 1-pin for the 4-pin there. It looks like Shundo as well, as expected, moving in the direction of Tateniu and cutting the overlapping 1-2 penchan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
3 pairs. Ideally, of course, you draw 3-mon or 6-mon, create Ipeko potential. Twin sequences.
Ooh. Good pair for Nikaido. That is going to help that hand tenfold. 1 Haku already out. Or no, wait, both Haku already out. Hold on. So that's
So I guess it only helps the hand like twofold.
Kind of the cheats way. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, still the hand did need a pair after calling the Green Dragons, so
yeah, it
is still a viable keep. Also, Shundo having this 2-so pair, now up to 4 pairs, can consider moving into 7 pairs ideas. Wow, 3-pin Dora out, and Nikaido says, thank you. I will happily take the Dora.
Says we'll add that in, although the problem is, while she may look very scary to the rest of the board, we can see she is still very far from even the idea of a Tenpai. A lot of work to be done still.
Now, Kitahara likes the shapes that she has elsewhere. Did not want to rely on the 2-pin, one of which is discarded as, or not available, I should say, as the door indicator. And you're also expecting that the Honitsu hand also is holding that 2-pin as well. So not a reliable shape, that 1 3-pin kanchan. But kind of interesting to drop the Dora first ahead of the 1-pin at least.
Ooh, 3-mon pair. Okay.
Oh, there's the big 3-mon draw. Still, this Dora stuck in the hand of Shundo. If she draws the 4-pin, then it's fantastic. But because she is waiting for the 4-pin draw, that potential connector to the Dora, that means that the Dora's going to be stuck in her hand for quite a while. And if Nikaido gets close to Tenpai, then Shundo might not be able to play that 3-pin out. I think with a hand this strong, though, you certainly have a lot of incentive to just jam it.
Yeah. It's tempting. It's real tempting. I mean, even Sweetener on the board, 2,300 added in. It's not nothing, especially when scores are this close. It's
Yeah.
a really big deal. I think just jamming in every situation is just it's so tempting.
And I think Shindo agrees, says, you know what? We've seen that second honor come out. It's now or never. I don't really want to cut it later and discard it into that flush. So let me get it out now while it's still probably safe. If I lose the door, if I draw the 4-pin, that's an okay sacrifice. I just need to be Tenpai. I need to be able to fight for these Riichi sticks and to maintain my dealership. All right, we see the very tricky play from Nikaido, the 1-pin overflow, which is not a tile that was particularly useful in the hand, but it threatens the board. Now pin tiles are starting to come out from the flush hand. And here we go. Here's the Tenpai and the Riichi from Shindo. Riichi, Tanya, Pinfu, potential Ipeiko waiting on 3-6 Mon.
3-6 Mon, not terrible either. I think that's what, 2 on the board and only oh, okay, with 3 in Osaki's hand. Oh, but we'll Ipad Sumo, so that'll help the value. Add in Ura 2. Oh my goodness. Riichi Patsumo, Tanya Pinfu, Ura 2. That is going to be dealer. Hane.
18,000?
Or excuse me, 6K all. Whew. 6K all add a home button. And all of a sudden, this game has kind of been blown wide open.
Are we going to get the Red Bear sweep?
Massive hand from Shindo. I mean, potentially.
They've already won game 1. A great start here in game 2 for Shindo. That's exactly what you're looking for in your dealership. The Uda 2, the cherry on top for 18,000. The only thing that could have improved that was the 3-mon draw for Ipeiko and Baimon. All right, well, this hand looks like it's going to be a lot harder to put together. We'll see if it improves in the near future. Kitahara with an incredible high pie, as well as Nikaido. Both of these players very quick in their early portion of the hand. Also, Osaki with Dora 2 to start things off and relatively complete hand. So I fear Shindo will not be able to maintain this dealership. The question is, which one of these other fast hands is going to get there?
Yeah, that is that is the debate.
Nikaido already Ishanten, although she has a few too many pairs. 3 pairs in the hand. Certainly would love to turn one of those into a sequence. Ishanten as well for Kitahara. Very wide.
This is feeling like an explosive hand. 3 Ishantens. Or excuse me, that's no. That Osaki's hand's not quite Ishanten, right?
No, but here's an alternative approach. Plays the 4-pin, so holding the 7-so as a floater, and also that extended mon shape can turn to Itsu. Another idea is to cut the 7-so and play for the pin draws. 2, 5 pin, 3, 6 pin. You can sometimes get Ipeiko that way, and you still hedge the Itsu. Oh, this is the Tenpai. Riichi Pinfu cutting the 8-so. And she'll just take this.
It's going to take.
It feels like there's maybe more to be collected there with the Itsu opportunity, but when you're Tenpai, it's hard to just to say no.
Yeah, back up. I mean, like, you don't have any of the Dora, and you don't see any out, too. So you draw one of those, your hand becomes so much slower, even though you get some more value.
6-mon, no good there. Looking for a 6-so, 9-so.
Ooh, and one of them drawn, as well as one in the hand.
We see 3 copies
3
here.
more. Yeah.
So does that mean 3 live in the wall? Not bad.
Could be worse, And 2 of them are 9-sos, too, so hypothetically, that'll be a little bit more justifiable for players to drop.
Yeah, Osaka's going to give it a go.
And speaking of...
The tile's not too dangerous. Ura, Riichi, Pinfu, Ura. So 3,900 plus 2 Homba becomes 4-5. Osaki with the Dora 2 and started to collect a lot of Mon tiles. maybe was feeling like she had a chance at a really expensive flush. But Kitahara, especially with that Ura, gets a fair amount of points for that win. So it will move to her dealership. Now, East 4.
Yeah.
Score lines still not too far. Nikaido and Osaki currently pretty close to each other in the standings. Kitahara just ahead. How does this Hypai look? One copy of the Dora. 6-0. And kind of mess everywhere else. Nikaido with a potentially openable hand, but not a lot of value yet. Looks like an average hand for Osaki, with maybe a Dora draw in the future. And a Pinyu type hand for Shundo. Can also accept the Dora with a completed 7-8-9, so. None of these hands really jump out, though, at the start. Looks like we'll have a fair chances for all of the players in this one. Shundo triples up the south. So moves very close to Tempai now.
White pair, that'll help. And we're going to cut 8-9, so we'll lose the Dora acceptance for Nikaido, but move closer to Honitsu, which would build a Mangan value route, not needing the Dora. Assuming you get the white and the red dragon.
And Nikaido has found the path to some sort of value just about every single hand now. Even the hands that look like they're a bit weak, she's found her way to a flush. Holding on to those honor tiles.
Yeah, it's one of the easier ways to get value in Akanashi. We're going to see the Chun come out, called, and 4-pin drop, so we are fully on Honitsu.
Another call.
Pawn Tumon even.
Yeah,
wow.
Out of the 1-2-2-3 shape, that's pretty aggressive.
I would say even very aggressive. You're not expecting the last 2-mon, so now you kind of need the 1-mon or another 4-mon drawn. And that's just before you can even make any calls. You need that drawn in the hand. We're going to see 1-1-mon out there, making it harder.
Tries that 1-mon. A little scary. Sometimes the player calls the 2-mon when they have 1-mon pair and 2-mon pair, but that wasn't the case in this particular instance. Osaki will get rid of all his own trials. By the way, Shundo is Tempai. Is that a 6-0? That looks like a lot like a 6-0.
It does look like a 6-0, and I think it is. So the question is, what Ishan do we want to take?
I mean, you don't really want to cut a Mon tile.
1-pin.
But
yeah.
As the dealer,
I go for Tateniu.
I don't mind doing it. That's a lot of respect, though, to the hand of Nikaido, who just draws into Tempai.
Or no, Ishan 10 for Nikaido still. We have 3-5-5-7-7 with the Haku pair, which there's still one Haku left in the wall. Out there somewhere.
One of the benefits, though, of this 1-pin is that we can start to call for Tanyao. There's the Tempai.
Ooh, there's Tempai. You were one turn too quick. You looked ahead. You saw the future.
Yeah,
and
I
on
think
a very expensive
the overlay
Tempai.
was one
Haku
turn.
Haku is what is it? Haneman with the Toi Toi Honitsu double Yakuhai.
Oh, and there's the Haku. And
Oof.
Just like that, Nikaido has found Yakuhai Toi Toi Honitsu, 12,000 points. Once again, finding a way to build value from a hand that looked like it was far from Tempai.
Yeah, from the dealer, Kitahara is a pretty big deal too. Setting the last dealer to be behind, so you can afford a couple repeats as well without falling behind is usually pretty good. If you want to try to take first and play aggressive, or you want to try and take a bit more time to aim for that Gyakuten.
as is the
I know you've been
March.
saying that we're looking for what is it, value routes for Nikaido, but with this high pie, it's looking a little tough.
Yeah, of course, this is her dealership, so she doesn't necessarily need to find the value in this round. Just needs to get a repeat.
Yeah, Renshan plus EV, dealer gets more points automatically. Don't gotta find the Yaku for it.
5-0 Adora, that's pretty easily usable right in the middle of the suit. Kitahara with a very fast looking hand after that Kanchan fill. 4-0 completes a shape, completes the Dora shape for Osaki. Kitahara gets a little bit, rather Nikaido, a little preview of the tile she's going to draw. She pushed the well forward.
Ooh, 7. It's an interesting draw.
Sort of a pair of the hand. Still want to resolve this 1-2 so sooner rather than later. Okay, another pair candidate, potential Entotsu final weight, Ishantan.
Yeah, Shindo trying to be the first one to slam, and I mean, I feel like players have been very defensive this game. Like pretty much unless they're getting Tenpai right away or have the value to back it up, they're okay with folding against any Riichi.
I think we
So
might
especially if you can get a quick one out.
Yeah, Penchan cut here because we have seen the 3-so come out twice already. It just feels like a shape that's too weak at this point, especially when you're replacing it with a Lianmen.
Yeah.
Tumon, another Mon tile in the sea of Mons are there, but not particularly helpful one. So back it goes. Ishanten for Nikaido, as expected. Plodding along, making small improvements to the hand, efficiently as one does, until you find your way to a Tenpai. And here it is. We'll take the middle weight. 5-so rather than the 3. Of course, the 5-so is the Dora, so this is perfectly reasonable.
Haku pair, we'll keep it at the moment, but I'd imagine it's going to be coming out any second from Osaki when there's anything more dangerous to go with it. Or anything more dangerous to push instead, I should say.
Oh, second Dora. Now you want to challenge. Here goes Haku.
Playing for the tateniu. Although kind of an ugly 5-pin weight. I'm looking the way it's heading.
Oh, but just draw it yourself. Ooh. I think they were not. That may have even been the last 5-so, but Nikaido finds it. No, Ura.
Surprised me.
Each Tsumodora 2000 all. And this is going to put Nikaido just out of range for first place here. $35-4.
Big though, you're still in your dealership. Any hand for the most part is going to pass unless it's exactly one Han. Like pretty much any Riichi is going to get there.
Yep. South 1, repeat 1 for Nikaido, for Mandora. No Dora in hand. Actually, a couple of outside shapes.
Like a Sanshoku. Sanshoku-esque. Not quite. I guess you need to draw around that 1-so. To fully lock it in.
Kind of hodgepodge of tiles here for everyone. One copy of the Dora for Shundo, though. And Dora acceptance as well for Kitahara. Maybe slightly advanced, more advanced than the others. Nikaido probably the best hand, though, at this point.
Oh, yeah. Even cuts the 1-mon trying to look for a Honitsu upgrade down the line. Not committed to it yet, but definitely eyeballing it.
Yeah, as the dealer, you're less inclined to force Honitsu in this Dora accepting 5 mon will be kept. Mitsu. Potential.
Okay, now we got something.
Oh wow, this is just coming together so quickly. Nikaido no Ishantem. 1 away from Tenpai. Could consider holding this 3-pin. If you draw 1 4-pin, 2 5-pin, you could consider sacrificing the door shape. It is just a kanshan. Even though she did sumo that middleweight in the last hand, the Dora middleweight, if you have a better opportunity, it makes some sense to trade out. Give yourself a better chance to win. 7-pin is not the connector you're looking for, though.
Yeah, it's gonna make it hard.
Depending on the situation as we get later into the game, she could also consider just cutting away from the dragon pair.
I think that makes a lot of sense when naturally playing the hands. That adds up quite a bit. It's a very natural progression, especially to lock in the pin fu if you think you're going to get it closed and go for a Riichi anyway.
Yeah, if you find yourself, it's unlikely that you'll... Ooh, hold that thought. Decision time now.
Ooh.
We're going to force the Itsu draw with a 5. Or we're going to... Okay, 1, sorry, is a better choice than the 5, certainly. Can still get the Itsu and can get Pinfu on the 7 on your choice, depending on what you can see on the board. Oh, there's the red dragon, there's the pawn, and here is our Tenpai. 4 mon only waits Yakuhai Dora 1. Hello, 4 mon. Hello,
Ooh,
Tenpai.
another 4 mon drawn.
I think with 2 Dora, you could.
I mean, surely with Dora 2.
Boom.
Yeah.
For Shundo. Her only other Tenpai was also in the Manzu, 3-6 mon. She found Ipatsumo for dealer Hanemon. This time around, is there a 7 mon for her in the wall? Not this time. We do know that 1 7 mon has been discarded already here by Kitahara, who will call actually into Tenpai, waiting on the Dora as well as Nikaido.
3-pin, that'll help a little bit, but we are scared, so we're getting 3 mon, or 3 so out. We are still trimming down.
2 mon jams that into the Riichi. Bit of a scary tile, but Kitahara from this 4th place position is definitely trying to win something back.
Osaki draws a 4 mon. 1 less in the wall. Or excuse me, or yeah, 1 less in the wall for Nikaido.
Nikaido says, upper monsoon, not good. Stops on the 8 mon. Now, she's right. It's not the 8 mon, but it is the 7 mon. Still looking for some copies of that tile. They're in the wall somewhere.
Surely.
One's already been...
The problem is, are they in the dead wall's hand? That's the tough one.
Yeah, I think just 1 has been seen so far, so 3 out there. Shindo cannot find 1. Everyone else getting out now, except for Kitahara, who aims for the Dora. Of course, we know 2 Dora. Oh, there's a 7. And that will be absorbed into Nikaido's hand. We know Shindo has 2 copies of the 4 mon. Osaki with a copy of the 4 mon. So only 1 of those in the wall. The 2 versus 1 now. Another Tumon. While trying to put Nikaido into Tenpai again. She says, no, I've got safe tiles. One more draw here. Haku will go through for Kitahara, so none of these Tenpai hands should get another draw. And indeed, we go to Ryukyoku. 2 players Tenpai will both receive 1,500 points. Nikaido will lose her dealership, but has done a lot of work. And more opportunities as we move forward towards South 2. Osaki will be our new dealer. Currently sits in 3rd place. Her team picked up.
Osaki's got to put in kind of a lot of work on this dealership. But Nikaido is now fully in striking distance, even with a 2-on hand in the 1600 in the middle. Is about caught up after that. You wait around, you do it on Shundo's dealership in Sumo, you'll be right there.
This looks really promising for Osaki. 2 Yakuhai pairs and 1 copy of the Dora. The Dora actually is the only tile that doesn't fit in this hand so far, and so she'll just break one of the Kanshan shapes, keep all the pin tiles alive. Hope to use the Dora later on in the hand. Dora pretty evenly spread around for this group. The table is going to see 8-mon, 6-mon and wonder, what in the world does that mean?
Yeah. Wonder why we're doing that.
Well,
you're going to see the South call.
Yeah, this is part of the answer, that Yakuhai are involved. And a lot of times you're going to think, it's a flush. Which flush? Looks like Pinzu flush, given that the only Monzu and Sozu have been discarded so far. But that's actually not necessarily the case.
Depends how quick the hand is, right? Especially after the call.
And
I think it's going to depend on what tiles Osaki draws too, because I could see her going towards the Pinzu Honitsu, maybe not as much with the 2-3 now. But you get the right draw. I could see the going towards the Honitsu and playing the floating Dora. So you're getting 2 haunt one way or another.
Really, it depends on
be snap called.
What comes first. If she drew a Dora connector, we definitely would be playing for the Dora draw, or for the Dora shape. Yakuhai Dora 1 is totally fine as the dealer. Since the second Yakuhai call came first, she just sacrificed the Dora and said, we can get to a Tenpai, and sometimes we can get to the flush. But that Dora just became a little too hard to keep. Oh, the connector too late. Yanshaten for Shundo. Second Dora for Kitahara, and she has shown that she's willing to challenge. Oh, 2-mon comes out. No call.
And maybe Kitahara valuing just playing a Riichi or playing the hand a little bit slower.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a little bit surprised that there was
Osaki's dealership.
No call, but that was the second copy of the Dora, so definitely not going to get another opportunity in the near future. In the near future, I mean for the remainder of this game.
Yeah.
Eight pin. Well, we've done pull.
Gonna cut threes.
Toy,
okay, well, we'll play the toy.
Toy on the cards. Shundo has to be concerned now. That's the first pin tile overflow.
Yeah, we might even see that from Kitahara here. She might keep that 3-pin floating, and we do, and we're going to see 2-3. So 3 will get pawned, most likely.
And then
but
the game will be revealed.
That's the important part. Yeah.
Right now, the sort of the mental state for every one of these players is It's some Honitsu type hand, most likely. Some flush. Tempai waits on the 7
Takes
pin.
the Ipeko. Or the Ipeko Kanchan shape. Wants that toy upgrade real bad, like you were saying.
Yeah, this is really not the planned final shape of this hand. The problem is, so many of the 6 and 8 pin are held by other players that this might actually just be the stronger shape. I think all the 8s are held, and one of the 6s.
Sounds right. Yeah, there's no, both 6s are held.
You're
There's
right.
6-8, and then there's one there.
Yeah, there's just no hope for the toy. If the 3
7 pin.
Yeah, surely
There's at least one of those left.
If the 3-so comes out, we'll definitely call it, but after that, we'll probably not win anymore. Nikaido getting good draws towards a Tempai, but not allowed to play them. Shundo as well makes a triplet and says, nah, does not help me. The only thing that helps me is finding safe tiles. If Nikaido could confidently put the green dragon on the table, then maybe she could play for this hand, but unfortunately, that's just not safe enough. It's twice cut. But you never know if they're on the Tonki.
It's right over the north.
Well, Ishantan now.
Safer.
Oh, South Khan.
Ooh, Khan.
Reveals 7-so, and 7-so is the draw. Of course, you draw the door and you can't use it. The new Dora. Nikaido, how about this? Is it a Tempai? It is not. Would have had to make a decision. But now, it looks like we are just going to have a draw, assuming Nikaido doesn't draw something fantastic or that we see the West here. It is a 7 pin. That is no good. So, Ryukyoku, it is 1-player Tempai. It is not the flush that gets revealed to the table. But Toy does make some sense with those discards as well. Osaki picks up 1,000 from each of the players. We'll see another home ball. We'll see another repeat. South 2. 1 Riichi stick still left over. 2 home ball now. Osaki starts to catch up. Widens the gap to last place as well. Looks like we'll have a 3-so as our Dora this time. A couple 4s here, so certainly can accept the 3. A lot of Sozu in general. I wonder if we'll see a slide towards the flush later in the hand. 1 copy of the Dora for Shundo. Is that a 7 pin? Tripled up there for Kitahara, although the shape's not necessarily strong to back it up. And there is the value. There's the door 2 for Nikaido.
She's found it, but can she close it? That's been the tough part. A lot of people struggling to finish out their hands, even if they're drawing into the value shapes.
You were talking about the defense that's happened in game 1. Not a lot of deal-ins here in game 2 either. Those expensive hands going to draw. Or just getting the win by drawing it yourself. South pair for Shundo. That is double south. So we could see an open hand now. Ooh, copy drawn by Kitahara, but that will probably come out. 2-pin. Kind of a committal decision there, because the Honitsu, again, was an option. The flush and the sozu, but getting rid of the 9 so does limit yourself to some degree. And by the way, we do see that south pawn from Shundo into Ishanten, although this Ishanten, this one away from Tenpai, will have to drop the Dora if she draws Tenpai. That's an acceptable sacrifice, I think, for Shundo, who currently holds the lead. And no call.
He's going to do just that on 147. Ooh, and speaking of Tenpais, are we going to take it? It's just Riichi Dora 1.
Normally, it's acceptable to take this, but with the chance that Saranko, Kitahara is going to go for more.
Yeah, do that. You can draw more around the Dora. You have a couple options to upgrade that hand. Although we can see the Dora draws aren't going to help. And Shundo going to let her know that it was futile. Just the double non-Dora 1 for, what is that, 1121?
I think just the
no, there are
double
two
non
Umbas, so
itself.
12.
I think she sacrificed
Oh, I
the
was thinking
Dora.
5 was Dora. I'm silly. That's right.
But that's okay.
I don't
Shundo
know why I was thinking 5.
picks up plenty in that hand alongside the Riichi stick that was left over. So now the gap up to 10,000 points with second place. Kitahara saved a Riichi stick, so she's still within Mangan striking range of third place. All right, East Dora, collection of honor tiles, 1 south, 1 east, 1 north, and a pair of white dragons. It doesn't look like there's a strong lean for a flush, so it could just be Yakuhai and aim for the Dora, maybe as a Tanki, or if you could find a pair that will save you some effort. Speaking of pairs, 3 of them for Nikaido.
That makes sense.
Ooh, another Montao, but we're going to continue cutting the honors. The East was picked up. And yeah, that's the Dora, so we are obligated to hold on to it a little bit longer than we might normally. Kitahara, of course, looking for the opportunity to grab any sort of value. And by the way, there's the call of the White Dragon. So Shundo has her Yaku set secured. And now, anytime someone has opened Yakuhai, when you have an honor tile door, you have to worry about the future Dora Tanki.
Yeah. It's the tricky part, but also I feel like everybody else has so much to gain by trying to, still deny Shundo this hand. Like, normally you can just let him get the Dora Tanki, especially if you're not the dealer. You can just kind of back away. If you get the sumo payment, you get the sumo payment. But I feel like Nikaido really wants to fight to limit Shundo, kick her off. Osaki and Kitahara, I feel like, are very close. They might back away, but
Yeah,
I feel like this is the hand you want to fight,
Particularly Osaki is just Ishanten right now, so 1 away from Tenpai. It might not be the most valuable of Tenpais, as we see here. Ishanten, confirmed now. No Tanyao, but maybe Pinfu. Maybe it's just Richinomi. Even that might be good enough with a Liamen weight to just declare, because Osaki would like to increase the gap once again between her and Kitahara. Reedmon could be a better final weight if you trade out one of the so shapes, but
I mean, you cut away from the overlap too, but it likes that shape instead. Interesting. I guess there's a lot of 2, 3 that you can already see, so maybe it doesn't feel confident it's in the wall as well, or in the wall as much.
With the triplet as well in her hand, she'll never end up on a bad weight. even if she draws one of the Ryamen shapes, can just trim away from the triplet and still have a Ryamen final weight. So sticks with the current shapes. Shindo collecting more pairs, still going to hold on to this Dora and keep that threat alive. And this is really preventing anyone else who has a Dora from being able to advance their hand by discarding it.
Yeah, so many, like you even see it there with Kitahara, like so much efficiency lost by keeping the Dora, but also Kitahara needs value, so she wants to play it. But I mean, these sort of later deny tempo strategies, and even denying the Nobetan, just sticking with it, like you were explaining earlier, the decision. Just wants to keep both round ends for the pair and keep the Nobetan option alive post tempai. I guess you can do the Yud Pinfu cut.
Still no movement for Osaki and Shundo at the same time. 3 so, well, gotta jab the Dora and it goes through. Just maximizing the efficiency, gets a couple extra draws to tempai in the Sozu. It definitely puts the table on alert. Someone is dropping the Dora. You're not doing that without being at least Ishanten, most likely. Unless you have a super value somewhere else, but these discards look very normal, so you're expecting that hand as well. It's also relatively standard. Kind of funny, we've only seen the 2 Dora drawn so far. That means still 2 left in the wall, so Shundo does have some draws towards that extra value. Oh, Nikaido just immediately commits to the Chitoi. Maybe part of it is just saying, I don't want to cut the White Dragon at my save tile at this point.
Ooh, you could cut 8-9 here. That's kind of interesting. But we will cut 7.
We will see the pawn into tempai 6 mon 9 so. White Dragon only for Shundo. That dealing tile drawn, and that's the turn that Nikaido chooses to cut her save tile. Here's tempai. Osaki will just jam it out there. 4 mon. Reach. Shundo a little bit vulnerable with her 2 calls and no Dora in hand. So Osaki will just declare the Riichi, and now the question is, will Shundo challenge directly? The 5 pin. She does.
Yeah, nothing safe in the hand too, so you might as well throw 5 there, at least keep the tempai.
5 actually a relatively safe tile as well, because we have a Kabe of 3 pin, and the 8 pin was discarded as well.
Well, the 8 pin was oh yeah, I missed the 8 pin in the pawn. Yeah, with the 8 pin in the pawn and the Kabe, 5 pin should pass. Now 6 pin gets a little bit weirder, because I think 6-9 is still pretty live.
Yeah, I mean, you have the same argument on the 4 mon as well, so 5 pin, 4 pin towards Toy Toy is still an option, but 6 pin, it's not the worst cut here.
It's not terrible. It's justifiable, but we'll even go 9 so.
Yeah, I thought we might try the 4-5.
Speaking of tempai dropping 4, the question is, can we justify it?
The 4 looks really bad, but is she desperate enough to play it? We are in last place, and that is our competitor. You know, this is one of those spots where if you just sit back and let Osaki win this hand, you might not be able to recover, even though you have the last dealership. But if you challenge now and get the win, you cut that off before it gets too difficult. Let's it go.
Four pin will come out.
Instead, Kitahara not necessarily out of it. If she gets a better weight might just challenge. That 1 so will be retained. That is a deal-in tile. 7 so. Well, we're temp by. Are we? East. No good here. That's the Dora. 4
It
pin.
is 2 out, so it would be a hell wait, but
Oh, you've
with
seen
4
players
pins
wait on
dead,
that before.
I take the risk. I have.
Yeah, definitely. Holding that tempai. And last chance for Osaki. Doesn't come to fruition, but we do have 2 players tempai. So Kitahara and Osaki maintain the gap. That was pretty clutch by Kitahara to make a stand there. Still 5,400 margin and a Riichi stick on the table. If Shundo or Nikaido wins this hand, or Kitahara, of course, that will be 1,000 points lost from Osaki. But it comes down to this. In all last, can Kitahara pull something together? She's had a lot of tempai opportunities. The win hasn't quite come her way. But no better time to find that winner than in all last, your last dealership. Looks somewhat optimistic. Nice set of central tiles to work with. Start chipping away at those honors. A lot of terminal honor tiles for Nikaido will play efficiently as well. 1 Dora, 9 pin for Osaki. Pretty put together hand. And a callable hand for Shundo, although current shapes are a bit of a mess. So we're going to see efficient play all around the board. Not particularly valuable one way or another just yet. Efficiency will be the name of the game for now. Great form on draw.
And that'll help.
Kitahara pair acquired. Not necessarily the tile you wanted to become your pair, but every step forward helps. That's a Dora. Ishantan now for Osaki. Could be Riichi Dora too. Her conditions to escape third are not so good. Needs to be, see, Mangan direct off of Nikaido.
I mean, you could also get Baimon direct off somebody else. No, yeah, there's 6 in the middle. So Baimon direct could also do it. Or Baimon Ron. That means Hane Sumo is good, right?
Hanetsumo, 15,000 plus the stick.
20,
Yeah, for sure.
Hane Sumo gets you there.
I mean, with a couple copies of the door, if you find a third copy, Hanemon Sumo's not impossible.
Yeah, or even you just Ippat Sumo or you hit a good Ura indicator, you can get there.
Yeah, flip another 8 pin. Definitely possible. Dora gone. Not callable for Osaki. That is 1 less copy to draw, though. Kitahara getting closer. There's a 2-mon as well, so Tanya forming for Nikaido. And that's the tempai. Riichi Dora 2. Are we taking it? Is this good enough? Do we have another option? 8 so.
No. Look at that. Wants the Ipeiko Dora 2 shape. I was thinking you take it and then just go for Sumo, and then again, like flip the 8 pin. Try and hit your pair for the Ura, and that's your best condition. Worst comes to worst, you still get that Mangan range, but she doesn't like it.
Well, Kitahara is going to call the tempai now, waiting on the 8 pin. And there's a Riichi from Nikaido aiming for first. With the Honba, a Mangan Sumo is good enough. Oh no, the 7! Oh, what do you do against the Riichi now? She's just going to 10 Riichi chase.
Damn.
Says, I may have backfired, but I'm not out of it just yet.
She gets another Han. Only needs to hit 1 Ura on the Sumo in order to get the win.
2-pin, 5-pin for Nikaido. Furi 10, 5-so, 8-so for Osaki. Shundo out. She doesn't want to have anything to do with this, and Kitahara forced to fight as well, her own tenpai on the 8-pin. It's not good, but she just has to keep jamming. 6-so, 9-so go through. 5-pin. That's going to be the winner for Nikaido, but it's not a tsumo. Riichi Mahjong. That's all. I can't quite see the Uda there. 4-pin, no, hits the Uda as well. So 5,200 points plus the 3 Riichi sticks plus the home ball, but that's not going to be enough. Needed an extra Uda there for the tsumo. And so in the end, it will be Shundo locking in the first place, plus 50.8 for her after a 40,800 point first. Nikaido will claim the second for Team MiPro, plus 18.1. Kitahara in third. And fourth, Osaki after the deal-in.
Yeah, just a really like aggressive, really value-driven game. Really Menzen too. We saw some opens and like double Yaku highs, but I feel like the players were really valuing their reaches for the most part, besides their, you know, Honitsu double Yaku high or Yaku high called, you know, half door pair. Like a lot of really high value playing there.
We saw a lot of patience there in that game, not forcing the fights until that last round when suddenly we had the Furi 10 chase Riichi. Oh, and it backfired so hard. The dealing in at the end to drop to 4th place was really unfortunate. And Kitahara saved there at the end, was trying to press her own tenpai, but in the end didn't even need to claim the win.
Yeah.
Nikaido bailed her out. But that is game 2 locked in the books. We have one more game yet to go, and I think we're going to have another commentator swap. We will thank Harrison for your efforts. Corak will become...
Hello, everyone. A bunch
Welcome.
of closed, heavy games. Looks like that's what we just saw. Of course, Harrison, Nathanael, and I are all known for being pretty aggressive openers, so definitely different style.
Well, I would say that Harrison, I feel like, sits in a little bit more of a closed territory.
He did a
Definitely
while ago.
nowadays.
I don't know. He opens a lot.
Now,
I've seen his
I
stats.
open more than the average, but
Okay,
I feel
okay.
like I have been leaning. I've been leaning more towards a value-driven style, so I feel like it's a little different nowadays.
Yeah, the open playstyle, though, canonically Corak's playstyle.
Oh yeah.
Well, open or greedy?
Open or greedy, yeah, that or Riichi. Just win the hand, okay? Win the hand. Whatever it takes, win the hand. But we will have one more game to go. Let's just head immediately into the players for this game, because we're gonna
Thank you,
see
Harrison, and we'll take a look at the names for Game 3.
some familiar faces in the first dealer seat for Team MiPro. It will be Aki Nikaido once again. In the south seat for Information Technology Center, we have Rana Tachibana. In the west seat for Team Red Bear, Misato Hana. And in the north seat for Team HMF, that's the Hokkaido Mahjong fan meeting, we have Yu Kusuhara. And I think we are just going to get straight into the game. We've had some really nice battles so far, and I think we're going to get another good battle here in our final matchup. Jenn mentioned...
All right. Well, I always look at the table to see the vibe, and it looks serious. Everyone's focused on the game. No chatter, no smiles. They're ready to get down to business.
Yeah, Jenn mentioned that Team Red Bear is the new team for this particular rendition of the Sankei Shimbun Cup, and so far they've done quite well. First.
Well, can't ask for too much more than that.
Nikaido will open us up as the first dealer, and Hana will be representing Team Red Bear here in the yellow jerseys with the red bear on the sleeve.
Distinctive, noticeable. I mean, makes plenty of sense to me.
I wonder if we're going to see a
You
flush.
know, I have a couple of Pinfu hands. And yeah, there's a Honitsu. Really would like to tune. We'll see what happens. 6 definitely was this towards Pinfu, but once the Sanchiku, 6-0 not actually that useful a tile there.
Oh no. A tile that helps us in the Monzu.
Well, helps is using a lot of effort there. We'll see what happens, but there was a 1-mon pair up. I wonder if these Sanchiku a lot harder. Oh, there's the tune we're looking for. Wait, that just Dama. 2-so, 9-so for Chun Dora 1.
Yeah, 9s would just come out. I think she's looking for better value. And weight, of course.
I think it's just a better weight. Ideally, you draw Dora, but I imagine it's just a better weight.
Jen, I wasn't going to say anything.
Seven so pair up here. Give some options. Now you have a Kutsuki effect. So the Sanchiku is effectively dead. 4 fits in nicely. Completes the 3-5 shape. South doesn't really help. Going to stay Dama. Still waiting on that 2-so, 9-so. Of course, there is extra food if you do win on the 9. Because there's the Chun Anko as well.
Yeah, I'm really curious if at some point in the second row we're going to see a Tsumokiri Riichi. Oh, well.
No, this is just going to be Riichi right here. Riichi, Chun, Dora 1, maybe 2. Waiting 3-so, 6-so.
Yeah, the third best tile for that shape. Good enough to slam the Riichi. By the way, folks that missed Jenn earlier today, she said she's playing in the JPML Women's League right later today, so cheer her on.
Best of luck, Jenn. Of course, we'll find out about that later. Meanwhile, look at these hands. Really no one's challenging the Riichi directly. This is the only hand that really could, and it just doesn't want to.
3-so, 6-so. How many of these are live? We see 2 copies of the duel already. None in this hand. And 1 more to go.
Well, of course, 1 in the Riichi hand and 2 here, so that is 3 out. 4, 5 out, so 3 left.
Oh, there's the 6-so.
And gets the 6. Subo, Reach, Subo, Chundora. Or it doesn't make any difference, but it is a Mungan either way, and Nikaido going to jump way out in front. Dealer Mungan, 12,000, 4,000 all, and will be an excellent position, and a repeat on top.
I wonder how many players Dama that hand for that long, or how many just take the Riichi immediately.
The 9-so's a really bad weight, and the 2-so's the door indicator. I think most people would Dama that. If you're not just taking the Dama to look for weight upgrade, you just cut the Monzu block altogether, but normally Dama is just the play there. If the 9 comes, you probably take it because that's 3,900, and there's only 1 2, so you're not expecting that to come out. Someone to randomly just throw the door indicator into you. Yeah, so I feel Dama's regular there.
When your Shampoo weight is that weak, and you also have a lot of tiles that will upgrade the hand, the 1-so, the 3-so, the 6-so, and even you would consider the 4-so to be an upgrade in terms of value, it certainly makes a lot of sense. And Nikaido pulling through the Mungan as a result. East 1, repeat 1.
All right, well, there's a 9-so pair up. Maybe just Haku Call and Go. Going to be hard to get any value to that hand. This has a few pairs. Wants to be a very slow Suanko. Could even be Chitoitsu with Chun being Dora. 5-so Anko moving a little bit forward. 5, 6, 7 completed. That's now Ishan 10. 4 connects with the 3 here. 6 goes out. Still has a 2, 5, 8 in Monzu to get rid of, though. 8-so doesn't do anything. 9-pin doesn't do anything. Kind of surprised the 2 wasn't cut there. Just a relatively safer 9-so as your extra tile, but trying to connect to that 2, of course. Speaking of 2-so, Ishan 10 possible Sun Anko now. The door would have to come out. We'll see the door being held back here.
And you kind of...
Another 7-so. I like 8-pin. Yeah, I like... This is fine, because if you do end up connecting to the 7-so, maybe getting you pick and you cut the 2-4. You don't lose really anything doing it this way. Oh, unfortunate there on the 4.
Yeah, we'll see if how readily the door comes out. Nikaido probably has an
Tempai.
easier job
Won't
using
take it. This is also Tempai. We'll take it, but just Dama, waiting 3-pin only, no Yaku.
Harrison noted that was kind of the story of the day earlier today in game 1 as well, and partly in game 2. Not really taking these bad weight, low value hands.
He's trying to slide in. Speaking of slides, oh, and out goes the 2. Very wide Ishunten. Oh, now we have a Haku Anko. Ishunten. No, wait, is it 2 Shunten? Let's see if there's a pair in there.
I think there was a pair.
6 goes back. Still Ishunten. What's to
Oh.
call the East? Oh, the perfect draw. 3-sided. This should be a Riichi every time.
A little.
And it is 3, 6, 9-pin weight.
Early 8-pin. Might trap the 9 later.
Now, we do not see the Ipatsu deal in, although the Ipatsu draw would have dealt in. And it looks like we're going to have some folds. It is Pinfu, but that's the other value in the hand.
Kusuhara.
Tempai, will you shove Dora? Nope.
Maybe not with this lead.
It's always the problem with these floating Dragon Dora is, someone has it. The question is everyone else blocked on a Tonki?
And in this case...
On a Tonki, or are they just sitting there with a pair already locked in and can't use it?
Nothing to be done for Hana. Continues to cut the Haku triplet. But what about if you get 3, 4, 5 Sanshoku chance?
Might not shove.
I want to see it now. I want to see the Forso draw. Or 5 Mon draw. One of those two.
Well, the Forso isn't as good because I think there's a Furiton in there. Yes, there is a Forso in the pond here, so... not even going to consider it.
I kind of thought we would have seen the win by now with a 3-sided weight, but that 9-pin's stuck in the
everyone
hands.
else keeps drawing the 3s and 9s.
I think Kusuhara had 0 before the Riichi, and then drew 6-pin, 3-pin back-to-back, and then later a 9-pin.
What is the saddest weight that you didn't cash in?
Saddest weight that I didn't cash in? Well, it's going to have to be like a 5-sided.
I've had a 5-sided turn 2 weight that didn't come. I was distraught for about a week afterwards.
The statistics...
I looked it up on the stats. It was like 97%.
I'm surprised
pair up.
that it's only 97. I would have thought it was even larger than that.
Trying to decide whether the Ishunten's worth it. Will shove the 1. Not that dangerous style. 2-so goes back. 7-pin. Yeah, this is just trying to fold. Trying to decide what to fold with. Should be 2-so. 2-so just came out.
I think we will see the 7-mon jam if Nikaido does find a Tempai.
Kind of surprised the 2 hasn't come out already.
Yeah, certainly not because it isn't safe, but...
Just trying to fold. Okay, not even going to consider it. I will not fold a temptation. We're just going to throw it now and not worry about it. Meanwhile, the wall is getting close to the end. That is not Tempai.
Yeah, it's trying to decide if 8-7 is better or 4-3. 8-7 makes some sense, but the 4 was Genbutsu.
It's a Pinzu, but that's not it. Still 3-6-9 for each Pinfu. But it looks most likely that Tachibana will end up getting the 3,000 for Tempai payments, as the wall is quite short. I believe just a few draws left. 2 more, 1 more.
Is that a 2-mon?
And nope.
That call actually prevented Nikaido from getting a Tempai there at the end, so... it was to move the the last draw.
The last draw
certainly helped save some more points. Tachibana, the only player template, will pick 1,000 from all and get her dealership in East 2.
Of course, that does mean there's a stick left over and 2 Homba. And Tachibana here will be dealer in second place, though a long way to go for first.
And Nikaido, that early dealer Mangan set the tone. The rest of the table trying to respond now. 1 Riichi stick, 2 Homba, and of course the dealer always with a little bit of an advantage point-wise. We'll see East.
Well, speaking of tone, that's our Dora here. Does dealer have any of them? I don't see them.
Yeah, this hand looks a little bit tough, actually.
Not the ideal hand. The blocks are clear and present, but the shapes aren't great. Double pendulum. Oh, well, what about just 3 Dora? The Anko, the tone, could call basically anything, go for the quick Bangan. And there's a Hatsune and I think a shop hair in there for double Yakuhai.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this hand, you're like, great, it's got all my shapes. It has more than all of my shapes. The problem is a lot of those shapes are weak, and it can just get you absolutely stuck. And there's a 2,
Take
so...
the 2, that's the first and the most difficult block to get rid of. Would also like the 3-pin. Hatsu Anko. No, it's just a floating Sha, so no Yakuhai pair there. 9-1 pair up going Honitsu.
We've seen that
Nope.
so much from Nikaido in this series.
Senpai! And someone may throw that 3-pin and find a very unpleasant surprise. Even with 2 calls, you definitely don't expect the hand to be Tenpai just yet. Oftentimes when you see calls like this at a more open table, it's that there's a pair. Just how the players have been acting, though, you should be a little suspicious. There might already be an Anko.
Yeah, it's just an unnaturally early call for that sort of thing.
Well, that's 1 block down. Tune? Nope. Waiting on that 3-pin. Ooh, that's a nice draw. It does kind of lose your Chitoitsu routes, though. It is the widest. Just cut the extra tile. 9 mon pulled in. 6 doesn't do anything immediately. 4-pin. We'll shift it up. And that 1 should make you wonder, wait a second, why was the 1 being held? It's strong that just a 4 was just drawn.
Yeah.
But whether it's Tenpai or not's the question. Still, it should send off warning signs to anyone. Why was the 1 still in the hand?
2, 3, 5-pin, definitely very suspicious tiles at this point. It could also just be a pair of sorts.
Yes. Oh, and here, yeah, doesn't even want to throw the 5-pin. Throws the 1. That's a very subtle play, but I think that was to dodge some problems. Oh, and there's our 2. Now you've seen the Penchun pop out. So you might think it's overblocked, but it's at worst Ishunten now.
Yeah, now...
Have to be very careful, but it could be anything. We know it's a Shumpol and 6-0 4-pin.
3, 4, 6 suspicious.
Not really the weight you would expect. We have a Tenpai here waiting on 3-pin. It just throws the 9, does not want to get involved. Well, it's had a lot of 5s, but not quite enough to go Sanshikudoko.
Could think about pairs, though. That is 5 pairs.
Well, that's the decision here, is we cut 7-pin, or we just throw it back, and we'll throw it back. Well, that's Furiton. Doesn't take the draw there. And so it's 2 players Tenpai still.
And that also means that ideal shape.
That is Tenpai, Riichi, Pinfu, possible Ipeiko. Oh, Sumo.
Oh,
We'll just shut it down with the Hatsu. Extra Fu here. Of course, with the Anko, the Pon, the Sumo, and the Kanchun Phil.
yeah, that was a clutch bailout for the Mongon and also the dealer Riichi. Kusuhara
Well,
shutting it
Kusuhara,
down.
yeah, the value of the pot was worth a lot more than the value of the hand.
Yeah, unfortunate for Hana to have such a great start in that hand and not get to move much more past that.
Got a couple of good calls early, but that's the problem with this penchant is it's hard to improve them. Hana will be dealer here with a Haku pair, maybe call and go, has one Dora. Pinfu hand here, 4 is a nice pull, possible 2 through 4 Sanshoku. Pinfu here as well, has a couple honors to get rid of, but I love the shapes. And this is a loose Haku that may pop up. We're going to see the Onso go up first. Hatsu pair up. Would love a Chu, and then you can start dreaming. But for now, just 2 Yakuhai pairs of the dragons.
Yeah, I would root for Kusuhara's 2-4 Sanshoku or 1-2-3 Sanshoku, but Nikaido's hand just looks so fast.
There's one of the 2, 3, 4. It's not the hand I was expecting it in.
There it is.
Speaking of 2, 3, 4, I mean, if that is on the call, it had to happen at some point, didn't it?
At some point. Ishantan.
Possible reach Pinfu Tanya, maybe Dora. 8's still going to be held as a floater. Oh, there's a Penchun fill. Ishantan with double dragon pairs. Seven Mon is not it. Six So is a blank.
Oh,
8
my.
pin. Yeah, that fits in nicely. Needs a pair somewhere, though. 5 So. Well, just going to dig the Pinfu shape here. Gives up on the Tanya, most likely. Shaw's not it. 5 So.
Uh-oh. Okay.
That is a Nathanael cutoff I've ever seen one.
Hanging on.
Oh, well, just draw
Dora.
Dora. Easy game. Riichi Pinfu Dora. 4 So, 7 So.
As the dealer, you really want to challenge here.
Ooh, 2 pin. Lots of options. Yeah, with 3 pin, 8 pin, the 2 is not that dangerous. We're even considering a non-zero chance of the 3 coming out and you just call it.
Exotica could not cut the 5 Mon there, so now plays for the 2-5 Mon Nobiton shape.
Oh, this is, you wanted the Chew, but you wanted it maybe like 6, 7 turns ago.
Along with all those other dragons. Still pairs in the hand.
Yeah. Subo, reach Subo, Pinfu Dora 1. And in Ura, that is a Mangan. So Nikaido will go ahead and pick up more points, back over 40,000.
Mangan for Nikaido. One of those was on her dealership as well. So just dominant in this game to this point.
Well, we will head to East 4 here. Kusuhara will be dealer in second place. Hasn't really done much this game, but hey, if everyone else is paying out sumo payments or losing Riichi sticks, that's how you get second, I suppose.
Well, this could be her hand.
Pretty good Pinfu hand with a Dora. Would love a 3 So though. East pair, maybe call and go. No real value unless turns into Honitsu. It's an interesting hand. Do we say Chanta or Junshan maybe?
I don't think we ever say it, but we think about it. At least this early.
Ooh, cuts the penchant. Doesn't want to get rid of the floating 4.
I like that. And also, it's so early, but we see where the couple of 3 So are.
Well, Junshan's kind of out with that 3-Mon draw. Now there are too many pairs.
Love to see some of the players.
Oh, well,
early.
there's your one so again. I always feel Junshan is a fun hand to go for because everyone knows what you're doing and they can't do anything to stop it.
I think that's also.
It is ridiculously hard to defend against a Junshan.
Yeah, I mean, all the tiles that you normally cut are the tiles that they're looking for.
Mon goes back. Hatsu going to be held for a little bit. 4 So there's an Anko. Still a long way to go, though. Pei goes back. One Mon, nope.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if Nikaido ends. Oh, Hatsune.
Hatsu, okay, now you just call and go with all these pension. Wanted the Sanshoku, but it's probably not there. Interestingly, if you draw the 7, do you just cut 3-3 and say it's Chanta?
I mean, I think I would. Not just Chanta, right?
Sanshoku would be the route
Chanta
for value in that
Sanshoku.
hand. No, 4-pin is not it. And just going for it, because I'm not thinking anything else. Fully Chanta brained.
Yeah, my book that's fully Sanshoku brained, but you know, if you're getting Sanshoku, you might as well get a little extra value with it.
Both is good.
Not gonna cut the 4-pin even there.
I definitely cut the 4.
Nikaido, is this gonna be?
To do anything with Haku here goes back though.
Yeah, twice cut, I think.
There's a 7, but it's the 1-7 that isn't needed. Another pair in Sozu. This is Chitoitsu Ishanten. Although you're certainly dreaming of a lot more. They're going to see the call. And we'll go for Toi Toi Tanyao. Ishanten. Possible Sananko, of course.
Ishanten for Kusuhara as well.
1 so goes out. 4 so doesn't do anything here. Might end up folding out, though. The hand is not budging. Ooh, I want to cut the tone. Because if I get another 3 so, I want to go Chinitsu Tadyao Toi Toi.
Yeah, forget the Tempai for 1,000 points. We have a lot
Also,
bigger.
wait a second. Aren't we on the path to Iso?
Kind of. We do have the 7 so pair, but it's not impossible. I mean, if we're imagining a 3 so draw, then why not dream a little bit further? Ooh, 7-pin.
I hate it.
Is
I'd go 2-4.
Not 5-6? Not greeting?
I wouldn't, but we'll see. Watsu does.
Nikaido has done the Honitsu thing.
3 pins, the problem.
Yeah, quite a lot so far.
7-pin, and okay. It says that's Dora, it's good enough.
Yeah, if that's not Dora, I think we see it go back.
Right. Oh, never mind. Apparently, I just don't have the guts for it, but now Dama for the Honitsu Dora. And there's the 6!
Oh, what a surprise. Honitsu Ton Dora.
Mangan and Nikaido will pick up another 8,000 over 50,000 heading into South Round. You don't feel great when you shove the door indicator late second row like that, but Hana was in 4th, so you kind of have to.
Yeah, you just can't expect that Damatan Honitsu to have gotten there like that.
You can't expect it to be Honitsu. You shouldn't be shocked there's a Dama.
Yeah, it's just
especially on a tile like the door indicator.
A perfect set of draws for Nikaido there.
Just believes in the 3-pin and is rewarded. All right, a few pairs here. This is a bad hand. It's a little better with that 2-mon pair. Does have a West because we could potentially call that Yakuhai. 8-pin, that is Dora. 3-mon with a 1, 2, 3, 3. 7 fills in nicely. The hand's very good, actually. No real value, though. Shaw Anko.
That is Yakuhai.
And this is Hana, who is the West seat. This is the best hand by far.
2 completed shapes, nice floating tiles. Anko for Nikaido is catching up.
22255. So that Suji is going to be very restricted here, and Hana's likely to need it. Haku pair up. So now this is Kutsuki double floater with a pair locked in. Chud pair up. Well, now it's just Shitoitsu.
Yeah,
You
with
don't really have to think about anything else now.
potential Dora too, so the value's there.
8 so, back it goes. Oh, could con, but the rest of the hand isn't good enough.
It's also Nikaido who
You'll
doesn't.
see it be called. It'll be a Tonki 4 so wait. Kusuhara just wants to move on to the next hand. Says, I'm in second. First isn't realistic. Just get me out of here.
Yeah, probably that was going to be a Riichi Nomi, and the weight quality wasn't guaranteed, but calling, you get one Han basically confirmed, and you'll probably be able to get onto a good weight.
Could switch to the Chun, will do so. Chun Tonki. Speaking of Chun, we see 2 of them locked up, and they're not coming out anytime soon.
Second Dora for Hana. We talked about how
So,
players haven't really been opening without that minimum of Dora 2, but in this spot, Kusuhara is just trying to play positionally with the current standings. She's not really expecting to be able to get a first anymore.
ooh, how much should we dream? I'm going 3-4 anyway. Yeah, there it goes. And it's important you go 3 first because you're fine accepting the 5 so.
Yeah, Tenpai is Tenpai, even if it's not quite the Sananko.
There's the Shaw, of course, not conned. There is the 4 so, does not deal in though. Could switch to the 2-5, will not. Still waiting 609 so. Yishan 10.
Ooh.
Chun Anko. The problem's the 8-pin Dora. You're incentivized to just throw it back.
Yeah, I mean, if
I
you
like Tumon.
Tumon hedges all of the options, but a lot of times
Yeah.
in the spot, like you're saying, you just lock in that Dora, double Dora play,
Right.
maximize your
Well,
chances of
see,
getting
when I get a
Tenpai.
hand like that, I'm always thinking, what's my best route to Tempai? Because I'm not sure I'm ever going to finish. And that is one thing Chitoitu is really bad at, is calling down for Tempai.
Hakuhai, on the other hand, that's sort of why it exists.
2-pin, throws it back, still on that 6 so 9 so 8. Perfect Ishunten upgrade.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing that the 9-so hasn't been drawn yet. It looks so live.
There's a 7. That's not it, though. Formon, no. Could cut the 5 for slightly wider acceptance. Did cut the 2 for safety.
Oh, finally,
There's the 9. There it goes. Shuts it down. Hakunomi. Kusuhara says, get me out of here, and let's go to South 2.
Yeah, that tile was going to come out by basically anybody if it was drawn. It just took a really long time to get there.
It is a direct hit on 3rd place, but it's only 1,000, so not a big deal.
Definitely every little bit helps sometimes. Tachibana will have the dealership here in South 2 as we move forward.
Move on. Formon is the Dora. I don't see any of those in this hand, though. Not a terrible hand, but not a good one. It's not enough Monzu to go for it. There are too many pairs, but there aren't enough pairs to go Toy. It just kind of everything is meh. This hand, similarly, you have the Haku Anko. It kind of just wants to be Chanta or Honitsu. Maybe even both, potentially. This hand's just a slow Pinfu hand. This is a slightly faster Pinfu hand, but needs a 3-mon door indicator.
Yeah, not even using that 3-mon door indicator to use a Dora. So a little bit weak there.
East pair up. Of course, Kusuhara is not the east seat, so it's just a pair. 7-pin. Well, let's you connect a little wider. This is how much you believe in Chitoitsu. The answer is not too much. We're not giving up on it just yet.
6-bit is a step
6.
forward.
That completes one of the runs. 2-mon. Well, that's a pair up now. 3-mon. Dora indicator. Which cuts the 1, looking for the 2. Of course, the alternative is just draw another Dora, then you cut the other 1. 9 pin, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still a long way to go in that hand. This is the best hand, but it's not good. 3-so? I like 3-so. Instead goes 9. This does greed Itsu a little bit more.
Definitely viable. Can end up trapped on this lower mon weight sometimes. Definitely the players with the 3 mon in hand have a bit of an advantage to using the Dora and using all those lower monster right now. So
it's something I say all the time. People think the Dora is the most in-demand tile, and sometimes it is, but usually it's the Dora indicator.
yeah, Dora indicator 3 or 7 especially.
Especially. This just blocks so many hand shapes. Out goes the 9, so it gives up on the Itsu route. And moving his hand towards Shanta, Hana trying to root for some value. Ooh, 5-so is a great draw, Ishanten. 6, that's a pull. Ishanten there as well. 7 mon is not it. Still a distance away. And by cutting the 9s and the 1, you're not going Chitoitsu at this point. Trying to decide whether this hand is worth playing at all. It's just dealers, you kind of have to.
Yeah, dealer 3rd place as well.
Door indicator.
I think that was the last one.
Huge draw there. Five Mongos that will be called. There is no Yaku in this hand. Ooh, gotta preemptively cut the 9.
Yeah, very naturally if you're calling there to...
The thing is, you can call a 6 with the 4 or 5
That's
anyway and cut the
true.
9s. You do lose out on the tempo. It's more just because it's so early. If it were row 3, I'd just call it an outright mistake. But here it's fine.
Yeah, if 9 was guaranteed safe to the board, then maybe you would still be able to keep it.
Right, that was the thinking here. Oh, 4 is a great draw. Very wide Ishan 10. 5-so is not it. Doesn't feel very good either.
But
With
we
a
are...
Tanya calling a very easy to use Dora.
Yeah, at this point still have to play for your hand from Deep Blast.
8 pin is not it. 3-so. Well, that's Tempai. That's a good Tempai with a 3-so Onko. Riichi, Dora 1, 2, 5, 8 mon.
Big sumo chance.
There's a 2, but it's the wrong suit. Friso, that is Tempai. Will not take it, though.
Yeah, a little late to drop that 4, so...
This is Ishanten. If you shove the south here, goes with the 9 first. Again, still Ishanten. Shanta's out, though. No, that is the deal, then, I believe. And there it goes. Riichi, Dora 1.
Ooh!
Ura 3! Ouch! Mungan, Tachibana going to have a huge win here into a solid second place now.
Yeah, that hand was not expensive until the Uda flip, and Nikaido is paying out 12,000. This is going to even out the scores.
Won't even him out, but it'll get him pretty close. Now less than 10,000.
Chance for
Nikaido still with a notable advantage, but not a stranglehold on this game anymore.
That's exactly it. South Dora.
That's always the problem. This is why we say don't mess around with dealer Riichi is. It can be fine. And even if you're eating nothing, they can always flip Dora 3 on you. Big win there for Tachibana, who will be dealer again here. Has a floating south door. Interesting that the 8 mon is cut. I think I'd go 1-so. Okay, the Jun-chan hand. This is a 6, 7, 8 Sanshigu hand. This is a Chun pair call and go, and he kind of would love to just get Tachibana off dealer here, so there is an incentive to just take the 1 Han and go.
That 10,000 point gap is going to be relevant. Having no more dealership for your closest competitor is going to be relevant.
Well, the other part of it is with a South Dora, you figure someone's going to have a pair eventually, and you don't want to find out who it is. You'd rather just end the hand. Pair up, moving towards Itsu and Manzu there. 8-pin's a great draw here, possibly peg with a 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. 5 completes a 3, 4, 5. Still a few floaters.
Draws coming
Mon
together
goes
nicely.
back. 2, 5, 8 in Sozu. That's always frustrating. 4-mon pair up. Interesting. A lot of options. Goes to the 8, so. So in Mon pair up, this is now Ishanten. I meant you have to call the tune if it comes, but we still haven't seen any of them.
It's also an interesting spot. You know, you could call Atosuke the 7-mon or the 2-so.
Oh, I absolutely would in this situation. 8-mon, not much immediate help. There's not even really a Tanya route. And there is our call on the 2-so. There is our Atsuzuki. Waiting 7-mon Chun can only win on the Chun.
They're really natural. There's the
Oh,
Chun.
there's a Chun. We'll be held back for now, but Hana in deep trouble.
We have seen the players hold on to those honor tiles for quite a while, but it does feel like it should come out pretty soon. Unless
Well, Hana just has to shove.
yeah, unless
That's
she
the
turns
big
it
problem
into a
here.
flush somehow.
Maybe asking too much. This hand wants to be Chitoitsu. Or
I think it is.
Rienpeiko. The dreams dashed. I wanted to see the 5-6 cut so badly. 4-mon Onko. Tone is not it. 9-mon isn't it. It's actually a very good tile if you're going Chitoitsu, though. We'll throw it back anyway. Waiting on the Chun, still stuck in Hana's hand. I see the pawn there, definitely going for the Itsu, but if Tempai has reached, the Chun goes out, and that's the end of this hand.
One of the hands that's not stuck with the South in it.
3-mon, that's going to be cheat, and I think that's going to be the deal in right here. And it is.
1,000. Becomes 1,300. The home
Yes,
bar.
1,300. Hana will be dealer here. Really needs to get something going way back in 4th place. And Team Red Bear has some buffer room, sitting at 104.9 coming into the game, but you definitely don't want to give this one away. It'd be really nice to get a dealer Mon got about now.
I remember the hand earlier where Hana had Dora 3 Onko right from the get-go, could not find the winner. This time Dora not in hand.
Now 7 pin is the Dora. This looks like a Pinfu hand. Not going to hedge the 79 Sonshiku. Chun pair. Call and go. Again, Nikaido doesn't have any incentive to run the score up here. Just wants to end dealer turn. And get to all last.
Yeah, she's done the work.
Pair up. Now, Kusuhara is in an awkward position because, well, she'd like to win this hand. You'd also like value, and you're also last dealer. So you have to balance all 3 of those options. We do see the Haku is passed. So try to build some sort of value. 3, 4, 5 was hand forward. Needs a 3-mon really badly. We see 2 of them in this hand, though, for Tachibana. There's the other Haku, and you have to take the second. And the other part is the table knows if you pass the first one, that your hand is not what you wanted. So everyone should be reading the hand is quite cheap. I'd read 2,000 max.
You never know in a few draws if that turns into Dora 3 or something, but unlikely, like less likely than any other alt.
That is Tempai waiting on 8-mon. Dora draw. Well, that's not coming out anytime soon. There's our 8-mon, there's our 8-mon, and there's... Yep. Called Roan, but the head wasn't sorted correctly. So Kusuhara will just shut this down. We were talking about how the previous game had a bunch of slow Dava hands. Well, we got to soft round of this game, and everyone just started opening like mad for 1 Han. It's mainly because Hana needs big value and Tachibana needs big value to overtake. Kusuhara and Nikaido just trying to shut things down. That will change the dynamic here, where Tachibana wants to shut things down, and Kusuhara wants to build big. Hana's now in a very desperate situation. Baimon Sumo would be enough to overtake, but when that's your condition, it's ugh. Let's see. Hanemon Sumo is a tie, I think.
18,000? Yeah, that's kind of funny. There. Tai splits I believe, in the Sankei Shimbun Cup, so there is some incentive.
It's not a huge difference. It's -10 versus -20.
But, winning a Hanemon is still worth it.
Yes.
If you can find it.
Now this is a Pinfu hand. Pinfu hand. Pinfu hand. And wait for it. Pinfu hand.
Oh boy.
There is a reason it is the default hand. It is the most efficient way to build. The problem is when everyone gets it, the hand's very much just raw efficiency. Have you been on your training arc? Have you put the time in to build these? Of course, the pros definitely have.
A little value option there for Nikaido with a 5-pin can work towards the straight at the Pinzu.
4 is a good draw there. Really like the 4-mon though. 5 so completes another block here. We'll cut the pension. Five, 6, 7, 8 in Pinzu now. Shaw is a blank. 9-mon is Dora connector, but it's not a great one. A Ben is the Itsu route, cutting the 5. 8-pin pair up. It's now Ishunten callable. Problem is this is Tachibana would love to get first, but it just doesn't look like the hand to do it. So you just take whatever you can get.
Yeah, Mangan Sumo, not enough. It's hard to imagine this hand becoming Hanemon.
Yeah. And even Hanemon would require Samura.
Yeah, it really does feel like a likely
Two
call.
on, that's a nice draw. Ooh, how greedy are you? 1 so is the greed play. Okay, not gonna be that greedy.
And Hana might just say, okay, I'm not going to build a Hanemon here to tie, so let me just win as many points as I can for my team.
Yeah, play for raw value is certainly a reasonable position if you don't have a viable route to a Hanemon here. Because points do matter. They're not as important as some other structures, but raw score does add and add up. Well, we have Ishunten. Unfortunately, cut the 8-pin earlier, or would have been Tempai now. Dora pair up. Okay. Ooh, you can go 1 so here, or you can go 5-mon here. Goes with the 5.
Some of the Tempai there do involve dropping the Dora, the 6-9 Mon in particular.
5 so this is Tempai waiting on 3 so 6 so. Will there be a Riichi? Tachibana says yes.
Riichi Patsumo Pinfu Tanyao Ura.
There are routes. Oh, the backfire on the 5. Unfortunate. I don't think this is Tempai. No, it's not.
This is a big moment. If this draws at Sumo.
Nikaido has no interest in getting close, but no. Another pair. Doesn't really fit here. Problem is, does Hana feel she has anything to lose? The problem is you're likely to have to throw the door indicator 7-mon at some point. It doesn't want to do that, so just getting out now. I'm hoping Kusuhara can bail her out and give her another chance. 2 so, again close, but it's the same Suji line. Well, that is Ishunten. Would have been Tempai. Nope, just folding.
Looks like she's just taking the approach. Let's not lose any more points.
And Team Redberry is in first. You have the points. At the same time, it's always set to do it this way. And so that is not Tempai. Another pair that is also not Tempai. Six, but in the wrong suit.
The wall says one more time.
That is Tempai.
I mean, your dealer.
And we'll take it, waiting 4-mon, 6-mon, no Yaku.
Safe entry. Not that many draws, so Dama's totally fine here.
Gives plenty of flexibility when you don't even know there are already 4s or 6s left.
You're not really expecting it to be a super live weight.
A few more draws, I think 3. And, oh, but that will be Tempai. We'll keep it one last chance. Not going to deal in, of course, and that is the draw. 2 players, Tempai, Kusuhara, and Tachibana, the ones fighting for second place right now.
1,500 to both of those players. Hana will drop down a little bit more, Nikaido as well. So
well,
that means
this is very important because it does make Tachibana's position a lot easier. Now Mangan Sumo is enough. Plus, of course, there's a Riichi and a Homba.
yeah, 9-6, 8-6 plus the Homba.
It wouldn't be 8-6 in the Homba, and there is 1, but non-direct Mangan is not enough for Tachibana to overtake.
Yeah, I'm still looking for the Mangan Sumo.
Yes. Well, you say that, but wasn't last hand. Now has that as a viable condition. South pair up. Tachibana could potentially call and go, but there's not really any value in it. At the same time, second has some value, but we say it all the time. The Sankei Shimbun Cup has Oka, which is a first place bonus. You really want first if you can.
I believe the gap from second to third is the largest gap.
Oh, Dora cut. That should get the player's attention.
Hello, 8-mon.
It's a 30-point gap between first and second, so you definitely want that if possible. Nikaido looking for some Sozu draws. Meanwhile, Sozu popping into the other hands. 9-so doesn't really fit. I'd agreed the Itsu. Speaking of Itsu greed. 2. Oh, that's a beautiful draw. Very wide Shunta now. 9-mon goes back. 6-pin pairs up. 2-so doesn't really do anything. Out goes the Hatsu. Chun is nothing here. Nope. 2-so, that's a great draw. We'll take the upgrade immediately. 4, speaking of really solid upgrades, 3, 4, 5 now completed.
Oh,
3-mon,
man.
that is Tempai, and we're going to see a Riichi here. This is a 1-mon, 4-mon Nobetan.
Yeah, this is a little tough. That 1-mon, pretty easy to come out.
And Tachibana will just fold out here. Says, I'm fine with second. Definitely doesn't want to challenge Kusuhara, though. Riichi is the dealer here.
Oh,
7.
Hold on. We're Tempai again.
And it has to be Tempai. Yeah, it is. Would have to cut 2-so, 5-so. Will Dama here? There is no Yaku. I believe it's a 2-5 pin weight.
Yeah. And, you know, If there's another Yaku, maybe you could consider the Riichi to, again, aim for it first. But Riichi Tsumo Ura would have to be the hope here. Riichi Putz Tsumo Ura.
Yeah, it requires a lot.
Maybe if you drew the south.
Well, we just saw another south being drawn. 5.
Nakasuji at this point.
5 seems fine. Having already shoved the 2, yeah, 5's fine. That is the advantage of not taking the Riichi, is you get to choose on each tile whether it's worth shoving. It's also why I don't like Dama, is that I have to think. I don't like thinking.
Get to choose, have to choose.
One pin Onko here. There are routes back in. Sumo! Sumo Nomi, good enough here. And that's going to be second place for Tachibana.
$300, $500 plus Honba. Does lock in the second. Nikaido, though, it's going to be the big winner.
Now, the big winner has, especially the Dama Mangan with the Honitsu, the beautiful 3-pin draw. First place, Tachibana second there. Kusuhara in third, Sadness, and Hana just got nothing. Hana doesn't even seem that mad about it. It's like, okay, that game just didn't happen.
Yeah,
Wipe it out for your memory. There's nothing you can do about it.
Sometimes you do just get those games. I mean, the really big hit for her was the manga, the Dama Ten Honitsu Yakuhai Dora from Nikaido. Her second manga of the game.
You kind of went for the big hand and got the perfect 3-pin draw. And 6 came right out. So the big win there. Congratulations. Well, with that, let's go ahead and see the updated standings. And the big winner for the day is still Team Red Bear, even with the 4th in the end, though Team Meat Pro closes significantly with that win by Nikaido in the last game. Hokkaido Fan Meeting and Information Technology Center both quite a bit back, but no one's out of it or even that far ahead. It's what, a little over 100, about 109 between first and second. That is certainly easily overtaken, especially since we are only in session 1.
Yeah, a lot of game yet to go, but it's good to see the new team coming in, getting off to a good start, and also to see Nikaido Aki still having excellent results. Almost stole the first place in the second game, did comfortably win second place, or their first place in the second the final game. So.
All right. Well, I think we have a plug to do for World Riichi Publishing. I have some new books out.
That's right.
The silent you hear is that you're trying to fiddle with the graphic.
Well, we'll skip the graphic. We do have a couple of books coming out for World Riichi Publishing. Jenn did some translating work on a book by Uchikawa Pro and also Matsumoto Pro, and they are quite good reads from what I hear. I mentioned that these books were coming out to a couple of the players I know in my area, and one of them said, wait, really? Those books got translated? I really liked those when I read them in Japanese, and so that is coming out to you now in English. Fantastic to see more and more resources coming out in English language so that it's easier to follow along.
Yeah, we have 2 books here. First is Riichi Mahjong, the Essential Playbook by Kotaro Uchikawa, and it is $13 or 13 euros, $12.99, $12.99. And the second one is Riichi Mahjong Balance Your Game by Yoshihiro Matsumoto, and I'm sure Jenn has the link somewhere, but you can find it on Amazon. Put the name in, or I'm sure the links are getting posted in chat at some point.
Absolutely. I am pasting those as we speak.
All right. And other than that, what's the next plug? I think we have a broadcast tomorrow, don't we?
Tomorrow, you're right.
I want to say it's Sparrow's Nest WRL Minor. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what they tend to cast on a Saturday if they throw us at it. So I'm pretty sure that is an event. We are at a bit of a lull here. Big U.S. tournament, Riichi Nomi in New York City is kind of in a couple weeks, so few of us will be heading over there. But here on this channel, the WRC channel, we have an event tomorrow live. I think it starts at 10 a.m. Eastern for Hanjan.
Yeah, that's going to be good to look forward to. And also, there is the Psycho-Sen Team Battle Finals happening at the end of the month in a couple weeks. So definitely a lot happening as we move into the middle of the year.
All right, then. Well, with that, I think we can go ahead and wrap it up here. So, Harrison, who's currently roasting, I know his air conditioning blew out, so he's enjoying the summer. I'm enjoying very liberally here. Jenn, of course, who always helps with the broadcast. Nathanael, this is Corak. Hoping to see you tomorrow.